All right, welcome back, everybody. My guest for today is Kyle Rutten. He is a musician and a bass player here from Minneapolis. He plays in a band called The Issue, and he's got another band called Zippo Man. I haven't actually seen Zippo Man live, but Colin from The Issue, who's the lead guitar player in The Issue, he's also in Zippo Man. So it's Kyle and Colin in their other deal. I've had Clay from the from The Issue on the podcast already, so hopefully you guys are already familiar with the band. If not, you can go back and check out that podcast as well. It's Clay Dieters. Can't remember what episode it was though, but here nor there. I'm gonna try to get through these promos a little faster for you guys. I always feel terrible how long these fucking things last, but yeah, today's episode is sponsored by my other YouTube channel, Late as Fuck, Late AF, whatever you want to call it. This is with me and my buddy Sean Ware. We're gonna do reactions and reviews specifically to shit that's like old. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really fun. Sean Ware, a lot of you guys know him from a band called B. Dope human being, dope musician. It's going to be awesome. So go to the top of my YouTube page, the Jared Singer Extravaganza. If you guys haven't already, go to the top of my page. It's one of the featured channels, Late AF. Go subscribe now. Our first shoot that we're going to do is this Friday, and then I got to try to turn that video around as fast as possible, and hopefully we're going to have some episodes for you guys up before the end of this month here. So yeah, if you guys can subscribe and help us get to 100 episodes before we even drop our first video, that'd be super dope. We need 100 subscribers before we can even name the YouTube channel, so we can get, you know, youtube.com/lateaf. We can't even get that option until we have 100 subs, so make sure you guys go do that. This episode is also sponsored by Shooter Lube, America's best gun care system. It's a 2-stage cleaning system. I use this shit on all my guns. I love it. I think it's great. You guys can go and use the promo code SINGER to join the revolution and save 15% off at shooterlube.com. It's a 2-stage cleaning system with the military-grade cleaning solvent and the extreme weapons oil. They offer free shipping on all orders over $35 with a 100% money-back satisfaction guarantee. Now they've even started bringing out some new merchandise. So they got some cool shit like mats to clean your guns on and stuff like that. So make sure you guys go hit them up and check them out. All right, like I said, my guest for today is sorry, I'm distracted here. My guest for today is Kyle Rutten from The Issue. I'm recording this promo earlier in the day, though, so it's not like he's walking in here, but I hope you guys are looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to this. He's a sweet dude. I've really enjoyed talking to him, getting to know him in real life, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. Do it now. Do it. Subscribe now. Do it. Yeah. Okay. Good. We're live. Boom. We are rocking and rolling. I think it looks fine. Hopefully it sounds great, guys. Thank you for being here, Kyle. You look beautiful.
Thank you, sir.
You look gorgeous.
I like the compliments.
Your asshole band members who protested the gorgeousness.
It's jealousy. It's jealousy.
You look beautiful, dude. You look great, man.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Thanks for coming, dude. I'm excited.
Good time.
Yeah, we were talking about this for a while, weren't we?
Yeah.
You hit me up.
Yeah, it's been like a couple months. Yeah, and it's my fault. I suck at responding to texts. I usually, like, by the time I get off work, I want nothing to do with phones, and yeah, I kind of screwed the pooch on that, but we're here.
Oh, no worries,
Hell
dude.
Yeah.
It's just, it was one of those things where, like, you were like, hey, I'll come on if you'll have me, and I'm like, of course. So we exchanged phone numbers, and you're right, like, you do not respond quickly. So I'm like, hey, dude, I have these 2 dates available. Do you want to come on? It's like 4 days later, you hit me up.
Yeah,
and you're like, yeah, either one of those work, and I'm like, they're both booked. How about these 2 dates?
You know,
4 days later, you're like, yeah, either one of those work. I'm like, those are both booked up now, dude. You got to be a little quicker.
Yeah, no, actually, it worked out for the best because we got the new music video out, so now we can talk about it and listen to it on the stream. So it's probably for the best.
Yeah.
So I did that on purpose. Yeah,
exactly. It wasn't your responsibility. It was strategic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but no, it does seem to work out a little better when you guys have something coming up or something that has just dropped that you guys can plug or promote.
Absolutely.
Because when it's literally just just a hang, which I totally am down to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes guys are like, "Oh, I don't know what we're gonna possibly talk about for 3 hours." It's like, don't worry about it. We'll get there.
Yeah, I think we got that covered.
But when you guys have something that just dropped or something coming up,
yeah,
you guys are a little bit more eager and excited to come on. And
absolutely,
I think it makes for a better podcast. I'm not 100% certain,
but there's plenty to talk about. Like, there's some shows coming up, and
yeah. So what do you got coming up?
Yeah, this is Hell Week for me. So it starts with tonight. And then Thursday night at the Caboose, Zippo Man's playing. Don't know much details in that. We're playing last, I know. There's 3 other bands. Friday, I'm going to a concert. One of my favorite guilty pleasure bands, Dance Gavin Dance. Vale Mile will be there, and Polyphia, things like
Where's
that.
That at?
Fillmore, I think. One of those First Ave owned venues. And then Saturday, the Issue's doing a little impromptu acoustic set, which we have to.
And the Fillmore is that fucking venue that used to be Mill City Nights?
I think so. Yeah, I haven't been there, or maybe it's not the Fillmore. I don't know, but one of those First Ave. I know it's First Ave owned, but not First Ave. Yeah, and Saturday the Issue's kind of hanging out with a buddy for a bachelor party at a bar. They're like having us come out, and we're just gonna wing a bunch of songs for 4 hours. We can probably merge it with our set, and then we know a lot collectively between the 3 of us. We can pull a bunch of stuff out of our ass. And
so, for people that don't know, you play bass in the Issue.
Yep,
and that started as a cover band.
Yeah, high school. Me and Clay, we grew up together. Played hockey our entire lives since we're like 3 years old. Then we
don't sound like you grew up together.
No,
I had him on. He's like, "Oh yeah, fuck man." Oh, dude, it was like we were in an episode of Letterkenny. Dude, it was great, dude. And then I accidentally said something about it because I was just having fun. He's like, "Now you got me conscious, bud."
Fucking A.
You sound like you're totally born raised in the cities, just like me.
I've been here for like 3 or 4 years. So I probably lost it a bit.
He's literally from Letterkenny.
Then we played baseball, football, and till we graduated high school, we started playing music together. Because we always had that kind of like shared obsession with rock music. And by the time I finished up high school, we started playing, and we started with some cover shows. And then maybe like 3 months later, we started writing songs, and it's kind of evolved to be an original band since that point. But
that's dope.
It's awesome because we had that chemistry, like,
and I don't
before I could remember I'm with him, you know.
And I don't want to make you retell the whole story because we literally went I feel like we kind of went in depth on when Clay was on.
I remember that.
But one of the things I love about having another band member from the same band on is you guys are always like, yeah, and then he totally forgot about this part, or he never gave me any credit. So you do have the opportunity. I don't want to make you tell the whole story, but you can fill in any gaps or clarify anything. That
Spark Notes version, yeah. I remember I was sitting in like one of those weird classes where you're in the computer lab effing around and wasting time.
Playing number crunchers.
Yeah, Marble Blast Gold, some shit like that. I got a text from him like, hey, I know you play guitar like vaguely. Like I started playing guitar at I think around 17. I'm 25 now. And he's like, do you want to play bass for this band? And it's kind of like the thing with you. I just like wasn't sure how to respond for like a week. Like, I don't know if that's a good idea, but I've always been like very into the idea, and I've always been obsessed with bass, but I just never did it. And after a while I just said, fuck it. And then it kind of just came naturally. And since then I've been grinding. Like,
so you started on guitar and then moved to bass?
Yeah, now I don't even touch guitars because I think bass is way more fun. One of the few, the proud. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I went off to Sioux Falls like probably 4 months after that for college my first year, and I would drive back like 2 or 3 weekends a month.
Nice.
4 hours one way to play some rinky-dink bar, but I fucking loved it. And then I just wound up transferring to St. Cloud State.
Okay.
That made it a little easier because shows in the city, shows up north where we're from, it's like middle point, and
makes perfect sense.
And it's a lot cheaper because college is way too expensive. So that was a good call.
St. Cloud versus Sioux Falls.
Yeah, it's a difference of 25 grand, probably less.
Holy shit, dude.
Most of my student debt is from that private school, and it's like,
oh Jesus!
I had a good time.
Man.
Shout out all the USF people.
Yeah, I got made fun of for not having a college education today. I thought it was pretty funny.
It's kind of like okay though, like
because his grammar was like high school level.
Yeah,
and I was just like, I may not have a college education, but it doesn't seem like you do either.
No, I got the paper, but
Yeah, no,
that's all that matters.
Cool.
Just a piece of paper.
So, what got you into music? Why did you start? What made you want to become a musician in the first place?
Oh man, I think my parents can attest to it. I've been obsessed. Like I would, like my grandma, my dad's side, Sheila. She would take us out shopping like once a month, and I just always like loved watching. I'd wake up for school an hour early, watch MTV. Like I think my fondest memory is watching The Darkness, I believe in a thing called Love Video, like every morning. Like fuck yeah. And then I just kind of started like buying concert DVDs. If she'd let us spend like $20 or something, and I remember buying AC/DC live at Donington 91. I'd watch the hell out of that. Pick up some CDs like Guilty Pleasure, Yellow Card, Ocean Avenue album.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like 7, so it's excusable. And then Velvet Revolver's Contraband, and I just wanted to be that. That was a cool
band. That was with
I wanted to be that.
Velvet Revolver. That was Slash and Scott Weiland, right?
From Stone Temple Pilots, Duff McKagan, and Matt Sauron drumming, and then they had some other guitar player. I don't remember his name. The goatee boy.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, Slash was.
Yeah, you're Slash's other guitar player at that
Winter
point.
Slashing. Yeah, I just was obsessed, but I was so involved in sports. And
what drew you to it though? Like what made you obsessed with music?
I don't know. It just got me through a lot of stuff. Like I would just be always upset listening. Like the pop station was always on in the car, and I'd be like, this stuff sucks. I'd throw on Back in Black or something, just have my CD player with me at all times. And I don't know, I just like thought what they were creating was so cool, and that, I don't know.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And so clearly from day one it was rock music or metal or whatever, right? Ignore those fucking
I took a shower, yes.
Ignore the heathens in the comments. I love it.
Joe B's here, yeah.
A butt scoot. Sorry, the listeners. For anybody listening back on this, if you guys are listening on audio platforms after this is live, people in the comments are already talking shit. It's hilarious.
Oh yeah, Joe B is good for that.
Shout out to Joe Bonrod. I think that's how you pronounce it. Bjornrud. There's Bjorn.
Mucho's Swedish, I think.
Bjorn.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Is it Bjornrud or Bjornrud?
Bjornrud. I hope I'm mispronouncing it to piss him off.
My name's Josef Bjornrud.
Oh yeah.
Where's the Yule log?
Lutefisk.
So, why do you think bass is cooler? And I'm not saying that like to start shit. I'm just curious, like, what brought you to bass?
I think first memory, which is gonna sound crazy. I think I was listening to Kiss. I used to be obsessed with Kiss when I was a kid because I found my dad's old vinyls, and I thought that was so cool to see all the inlays, and it was Destroyer.
Nice.
But Detroit Rock City, that did it. Like, I just like always like, what the fuck? I want to do that. Like, what the hell? But yeah, playing live, I've played guitar on live shows, and I played bass, but like I just like that. I always like the rhythm of it and feeling everything. Like you can feel it vibrating the stage through your feet, and
right.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about being the center of attention, but like I just like being able to contribute to the girth, more or less.
Thick boy. Pretty sick. You like being thick with it.
Yeah, and all the music I like, it's always because like I'm gravitated to how the bass is sitting in the middle and like filling that space differently, because that's kind of an underrated thing, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah,
because like a lot of us in rock and metal look at bass as a guitar with less strings, and it's not. They're different instruments. Like they shouldn't be approached the same way.
Not at all. Yeah.
And when you get a really good bass player, not even necessarily like I don't really care how you define good. What I mean though is like a really good, like a real bass player, not a guy who plays bass.
Yeah.
Because when those guys write bass parts, it changes the song in a subtle way that most people don't even realize is happening.
Yeah.
Until it's compared with a guy who plays bass doing basically root notes, just chasing around the guitar player.
Yeah.
It's a totally different
Sometimes
thing.
that's okay, but yeah, it's
rare that
you
that
definitely
ends up being
need
the best part though.
You need to be able to shut off that mindset of a guitar player because you're contributing something completely different.
Correct.
And I don't know.
It's a totally different approach.
It's nice to find. There's there's so many good bass players in the cities.
Are there?
Joe B.
Because nobody can find, dude.
Joe
I
B.
know him, and I know you, and like
Dylan Dykstra. Have you heard of him? Tim is a rocker.
No, I don't know those guys.
Yeah.
Good bass players have always been hard to find in this town.
For sure. There's a lot of older guys I can think of. I can't remember their names, total. But yeah.
There's like 9 bass players in the whole state.
We're
of Minnesota.
employable.
Very employable. You're like drummers.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, there's some great drummers too. I fucking love playing with Colin Gibbs and Drew Stamps in my other band. Nick's a beast from Revenant Soul.
Yeah, Nick's
they're all very proficient.
Yeah, all these motherfuckers are good. Tim Java's a beast. There's a bunch of old school cats that you guys probably never even heard of. And these motherfuckers are all animals. Yeah. Dan Copy. I've had a bunch of them on the podcast already.
Mark Pooter. Holy fuck.
Mark Pooter.
Yeah.
I love the name. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know
the Push in Via, or he was in Via until recently.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that kid's an animal.
He's really good.
Yeah. Very heavy hitter.
There's a lot of talent in this fucking town. So, but to stay on the bass thing, so were you a founding member of the issue with Clay, or did you join afterwards? I would say
yeah, but it's kind of like it was Avery Weiss, who is no longer in the band. When you saw us at Route 47, he was there playing rhythm, just to kind of like, we wanted to do it, and he was available. So though Clay and Avery wanted to start the band, they jammed one night, and then they said, let's do something, and I was there the next time.
Gotcha.
So I've been there since the beginning. Yeah.
So what drew you to the band?
Well, it's Avery grew up 4 houses down from me.
Okay.
I never really hung out with him much, but I've been friends with Clay so long, and I definitely enjoy a lot of the same music as him. Like a lot of Alice in Chains, Skynyrd, and Zeppelin. A lot of the 90s grunge we definitely fuck with. Like STP is one of my favorites.
Right on.
God, those guys are beasts. I just thought it'd be fun, and then playing in I've never played in a live band before, like jammed with anyone. I was just kind of like a bedroom musician, and yeah, it just something about that, making music live with other people, and that, I don't know, it's like my happy place.
Me too, man. It's an interesting vibe, dude, and it can't be replicated anywhere else.
Yeah.
No other craft, nothing else will give you that same feeling, especially when you kill it.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you fucking kill and the crowd loses their shit, sometimes it doesn't even have to be a big crowd.
No.
I've played in front of 30 people, but killed it.
Yeah.
And fucking when you're done, all 30 of those people fucking are like, yeah.
That's the shit.
And that shit's still loud. You're like, oh, damn.
I didn't even realize there was that many people.
Dude. I know, right?
My job could really drain the life out of me, but playing that one show that week just gets me through it and makes me the giggly shit I am right now.
What the fuck is a butt scoop?
We did this like live stream during COVID, because like pretty much the band was basically living together, and or like there's one where we just ate like the Hot Ones hot wings, you know?
Oh yeah.
Like all the spicy whatever, and we just drank some beer, played some tunes, and they just kept telling me to butt scoot.
Like a dog?
Yes. Like worms or something.
Yeah.
I will never give you that. And I know he's going to be relentless with this all night, but you got nothing, bud.
Yeah, I hope the viewers understand, even the guys that are here live with us, I hope you guys understand that Kyle is mentally prepared to go to war with you guys tonight. Yeah. He knows strong. All the shit you guys are going to talk, and he is... I believe in him. I believe he's going to be completely unfazed by you fucks.
Nah. I gotta be those. I wouldn't be able to stay in this business.
Dude, for real.
The relentless
It's fucking
boys.
I had some dude tell me, oh my God. I think I already mentioned that. Yeah. Try a college education, you dumb fucking fuck, or some shit like that.
Someone commented that?
No, they sent me a DM.
That's too bad.
I thought it was great. I thought it was really
Sorry,
great.
he's a disappointment.
I know, right?
Sorry, Mom.
It was funny because, like I said, his grammar, I'm like, I'm not sure you got a college education either. Or you do, and it doesn't mean anything because your grammar's still fucked, bud.
Yeah. Your or theirs. Probably all wrong.
Yeah, commas in the wrong spots, missing hyphens.
Yeah. Big ego flex. Trying and then they fail.
Yeah, I think he called me an idiot dumb fuck.
Fuck, dude.
I'm like, all right.
Dude, I bet you lost sleep over that.
I chuckled. And then I blocked him. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing this, dude. Come on.
Started shit posting more. That'd be great.
Just grow up. I wasn't even shit posting.
No.
I was fucking with a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Unreal.
It got out of hand.
Internet makes people very ballsy.
Here's the thing is, like, my buddy got mad at me for a second too, and then we texted and we're cool. It's over. But this dude decided to keep going and then private messaged me. I'm like, bro, you need to fucking calm the fuck down.
He showed you.
He sure did. I was very
keyboard warrior.
I was very impressed.
No,
all I can say. So, online at Instagram or on Instagram, if somebody wants to follow you, it's Kyle P_base, correct?
I'm
think pretty sure that's what it is.
Okay. I'd hope so. I think so.
So I was curious about this when I read that. So I'm like, all right. It also says Kyle Patrick.
Yep.
On Instagram. So is that your middle name, Patrick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did it come because you play a P bass?
I had a P bass that I was borrowing for like 4 months, but I'm a jazz bass guy.
Okay. Explain to the listeners what the difference is between those two, because it's one of those subtle things that comes up in our industry, and we all know what it is, so we just stream it. But this is kind of like a thing. What? Explain to the viewers what the difference is.
It is definitely a controversy.
It's a P bass, aka a precision bass, and then a jazz bass. Explain the difference between the two, and why there's any controversy.
It's just a preference thing. I don't think anyone thinks either is bad, but
right. It's
P
just
basses
like
have
a preference.
Very, very thick necks. They're you have to fight a little more, and I'm kind of over that crap. And they have a lot rounder, warmer of a sound, and I like jazz basses because they're a little easier to play, because we definitely play some fast, all the bands. I got some pretty speedy licks I have to pull off, and I don't want to fight it, and I don't know, I feel like I can get a little more honk and bite out of it, so I definitely gravitate towards that. So I definitely like the spanky tone, especially with like the distorted stuff the Issue does. I definitely am a fan of Dingwall basses too. That's what I use mainly in the Issue.
Right.
That's because we play a little lower tuned. Let's just drop C sharp, but I play with a sharp above it instead of a B, because it's half step down.
Gotcha.
Which is kind of weird. I, for some reason, really like that. But it has like that extended 37-inch scale, fan frets, so the B string has a little more. I don't know. It has more tension on it, so it sounds a little less muddy. And
sure.
Then I also really like Music Man basses too. But
yeah, dude, the Music Man are fucking nice.
Yeah.
What do you play? A bongo?
I have a bongo 5-string, and then like a Sterling Stingray 4-string. That's what I started with, and I'll never be able to let that thing go.
Dude, honestly, bang for your buck. I think those Sterlings might be the best value bass on the market. Yeah, because it's not American made. It's not super high end everything. What are they, like $300 to $500 or something like that?
I think I got mine for $700.
So you must have like a really nice Sterling then, because like they make a
cheapest bass I got.
But they make a lower end one that I swear was like in the $300 to $500 range.
Yes, and those are also awesome.
And no one can make a bass that good at that price point,
not
except them.
Yeah.
Weirdest shit I've ever seen in my life.
For mid-range, otherwise, I think the $700 Ibanez's are okay. not my thing, but
yeah.
Oh, I have a Mexican
Schecters
jazz
are okay
bass
when
too.
you're in that price range too. Those are pretty good.
Jeremy from Stormbreaker just got an American. I think it's an American. It's like
an American Schecter.
It's like 1,400, so I'd assume it's at that point. But that thing sounds just awesome.
Is there an American-made Schecter? Do they make American Schecter?
I don't really follow them, so I don't know.
Neither do I. I don't know either.
I don't know that many people that play them. Like
I do know you can get some nicer
maybe.
Schecter stuff. I'm sure they do make American versions, but
yeah.
Bass is just tough because, and I was talking to Jeremy about this on the last podcast, it's tough to find a bass that you like the way it plays, you like the way it feels, you like the way it sounds, and you like the way it looks.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, oh, you shouldn't care about the way it looks. When you're on fucking stage, you do.
Yeah.
Like, you totally do.
You got a style. I got a style. Like, I like wearing natural colors and like tans, blacks, whites, and that's kind of what I go for, but
Sick.
I got one that's
just
like
clean.
Yeah, I got one bass that's like a blue flame top, and it's gorgeous, but I don't whip it out that much. But yeah, I definitely go for if it plays well, I'm gonna buy it. But
what do you got for a rig? What do you play through?
I got a 410 Ampeg cab. I've had that since the beginning, and that thing's the Tolex is all falling off. It looks rough, so it's been on the road a lot. And then I got an Ampeg SVT7 Pro head. But that's not my main. I use a Dark Glass Microtubes. They're kind of a new upcoming brand for bass. Dark Glass. A lot of the metal heads, like the precision kind of metal, like Prague and I'm trying to think who uses them, like Aiken or Between the Bear. No, Between the Bear and Me doesn't. But Intervals, us mentioned them earlier. But a lot of technical. But it's got a built-in distortion that I really like.
And you're playing a 4x10 cab.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you using a 15 as well?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Joe B does. So if we play together, we always pair them together. It's like
Why do you not play an 8x10? Is it just the mass? Is it just the weight and the mass, and you just get sick of moving it?
I bought one, and as soon as I bought it, everyone like Avery and Clay Avery's in at the time, and they're like, "We're not helping you move that thing," and then I returned it. I would. I think it looks so cool. I mean,
dude, look at the Mark Bass stuff, dude, because they got those neodymium magnets, dude, and they're basically weightless. Yeah. And I don't even think you can get the 810 anymore. So if you went and bought brand new, I think you can only get a 610. But I'm telling you, man, that there's something missing. This is just my personal opinion, but there's a lot of people that agree with me. There's also a lot of people that would tell me I'm an asshole and I'm a sound purist and that's old thinking. Fine, maybe it is, but
doesn't matter.
I swear to God, when I'm in the room, there's a noticeable audio and physical difference. Call it frequency response, call it sound waves, whatever you want it, whatever. Get as nerdy or as fucking slangy as you want. Pushing air, bruh. But I don't care. When you get into the
boomer comment,
when you get into like the fucking, did you just call me a fucking boomer? No, I'm just kidding. No. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
You're saying the opposite.
I'm kidding. But like, I can hear it and I can feel it. It's a tighter, bigger sound without even needing to be as loud. And then when guys do like the 4x10 and the 15, it obviously sounds a little better than just a 15 and just a 4x10. I meant, it obviously sounds a lot better than just a 15, but it's still missing something on there.
Yeah, it's, you know
like, what I mean? But I think guys get so discouraged because the weight involved with moving that massive gear around.
Yeah, that doesn't matter to me at all. I think it's whether or not you trust your sound guy, and what my cover band does, and that he runs at the issue too. I do trust him, and he would probably punch me in the throat if I bought an 810 because he thinks I play too loud anyways.
Right.
But I do trust him, so I could play direct and it wouldn't really matter to me. But playing like small bars, if like sometimes we go to shows and they don't even have subs in their PA, and
that's exactly what I'm talking about.
So it's like, what do I do then? So that's why I just roll with the 410 and it'll get the job done. I might buy another just so I don't have to lug it around, like throw it in the trailer, throw it in the practice room, and keep one in the car.
And I suppose too, like if you have an 8x10, most guys in most scenarios aren't even really pushing it. They really don't need that. Like, for example, here's a great example, right? technically, I do not need a 412 cab for my head. I could easily rock a 212 cab on my exact head, and it would still be enough. Absolutely. I think that's kind of what you're doing in the bass department, right?
Yep.
Like, obviously, it would sound a little better, but you're not even pushing all 8 drivers in that situation as hard as they can anyways.
No.
So you can go down to 4 speakers, push the drivers a little harder, probably make up some of that volume and tone.
That's perfect. Yeah, that's exactly what Clay does. And I don't know. Like 412s are fine and all, but when you're playing a small bar,
he does 212s in a combo.
Yeah,
but it's tubed.
He's running like a Friedman. I forget what the model is. It's a 50-watt tube head, I think. But it's got that. You can pull it back a little bit volume wise, but he runs it through like a Mesa 212. But yeah, you're with modern PAs and everything. You don't need to run it that hard as long as you got a good sound guy, kind of thing. And
right.
I think we got a great one. I hope he's listening because I'm giving so many compliments.
Yeah, as long as you're not showing up with practice amps, depending on. I think I just said this in a weird way. As long as you're not showing up with practice amps, comma, depending on the sound guy, comma, to make you loud.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you need to be loud enough to fill that room if there's not a PA or they have no sub or whatever, right? Same thing with your guitar rig. You need enough of that headroom and enough of that tube sound to fill out the room organically. And then the sound guy's job should be easy at that point, which is just to balance the mix, bring up a little bit more of this. You know, we don't need to worry about that.
Cut the harsh frequencies and the clashing.
Exactly. And fucking, I'm not a sound guy, so but I hear him talk about that shit all the time.
About it, so I feel like I picked up a thing or two. What are you
exactly
doing?
What I'm getting at.
Too much meds.
That's exactly what I'm talking about, dude. Because as soon as you show up to a venue that doesn't have dope everything and a sound guy that knows what he's doing, and somebody like brings in a practice amp and like, it sounds like shit, dude.
Hey,
like,
man, can I use your amp?
And it's like what you brought up about playing bass. You can feel it when guys have good gear. You can feel it, but really it's like you can literally hear the difference in the band. Whereas like when I see these guys show up with little practice amps, it's like it doesn't matter how tight and how good you are. There's a hole. There's like, call it frequencies. I don't even know the right word for it, but there's something missing in the sonic experience that's coming at me. I hear it, but I don't feel it. Like, literally, I don't feel anything. I just hear everything.
Yeah, I'd rip a combo if I could, but I just have my rig.
You kind of do a combo.
I have a rack, like a humongous rack with all my power conditioners, wirelesses, in-ears, and I've seen people with small combos and it sounds great, but that's because they got a sound guy. Like, people always run it direct. Nowadays, I'd like to try some mics out.
And don't get me wrong, I've seen like Tantric and some other old school bands that fucking rocked small practice amps on stage, and my buddies were like, "See, look, it's fine." And I'm like, they brought in other gear though.
Yeah,
like
they also have like a $40,000 PA. It's not
exactly,
just the amp, man.
Exactly. And like, is what you don't know is that boutique amp with the microphone in front of it. They're just putting that microphone in there to capture the microphone texture of the sound. They're DIing out of the back of that as well. And they're mixing the two together. Yeah. If it was just that amp, you wouldn't hear it at all.
That's what we do in all the recordings. Like,
exactly, man.
It's always a mic'd signal and a direct signal blended together. Like, I think there might have been one song I've been on where we did just one, but it's always blending it, getting the warmth from the mic, and gear is fun.
So I got another question for you. It's technically it's from one of my Patreons.
Sure.
Okay. So he's been getting really into bass and bass gear.
Sure.
Okay. So I already asked you, like, what do you play right now? Yep. What do you wish you could play? Like pretend money's not even a thing and you're just going to build your dream rig. What does that look like?
I'm still torn on the whole amp thing. I've been wanting to try a tube amp, like kind of like the old school guys do.
Now, just explain this to people that are confused, because most bass amps are solid state.
Yeah, these days,
Tube
like 90%
amps,
of them are.
that whole argument I was making about tube amp sound, blah, blah, blah. I was speaking from a guitar player's perspective. I hope I didn't confuse the shit out of people. There are still tubed bass amps, but they're few and far between, correct?
Yeah.
And that's what you're talking about.
They're a lot.
Now.
They're heavy. Like, I've played through a handful of SVTs, like old classic SVTs. But I think when I was listening to a lot of videos, I've always kind of liked the Aguilar sound. I don't know what that model is, like a DB something. It's rack mountable.
Yeah, I don't know the model,
Yeah.
but Dan from B used to play an Aguilar cab in head, and it was the greatest single bass tone I have ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah,
it was, oh, man.
If it was a big boy that was like this big in a rack, that's what I was looking at. But it's just a tube preamp, like my Ampeg SVT is. But I think my favorite sound for a tube wise was the big orange. I don't even know because I don't really look at tube amps too much. But my Ampeg has a tube preamp in it. The Dark Glass does not, but it's supposed to kind of like emulate it. That's why they call it the microtubes. So I can get that, but I'm pretty happy with my amp rig. But as for basses go, I think I would go with I really like jazz basses a lot. I'm gonna get another. I'm hoping tomorrow. I'm talking to a guy on Facebook who's selling one, like provided he's willing to trade a little bit of smaller gears, and I'll pay the big portion of it. So let's see here.
Oh, you're gonna trade some gear and then
I'm hoping so.
Pay a cash difference?
Yeah, I'm hoping so. But I think I would really like to get a custom Dingwall like Z3. Those are like $4 or $5 grand. They're like handmade in Canada.
Yeah.
But I really like that brand just because they're so easy to play. They're super light. Because I've kind of developed some shoulder problems playing so many shows, you know.
So they're commenting on this gear.
He's got it. He's got it.
Says the DB751.
Yes, exactly.
And then,
those sound great.
And then Brad's right behind him. I don't know the model. I just know the sound it makes when it takes a man's life.
Yeah, I see like a lot of like.
I think the sound he's talking about is them shitting themselves.
Yeah. I think like Nathan East from like Foreplay, if you know that, like smooth jazz guys. I think he plays one of those. Christ.
Shout out to all the Patreon guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys get to ask privileged questions if you guys are in the Patreon. So go over to patreon.com/Jared Singer.
Hell yeah,
show
brother.
some love.
Jody, what up?
Hit subscribe on YouTube as well.
Yeah, I think. But anyways, a Dream Bass Dingwall. I think I would really like. They're gorgeous, but they play so easy. But they're also like hand built in Canada, so like I'm very confident that it'll survive the fluctuations in weather. Like I don't know.
What do you think of like Warwick?
Oh, I would play the fuck out of one, but they're so heavy.
Really?
The thumbs sound so great. They have such a sick growl, like Carnival. That guy plays a 6-string thumb, but I bet that thing weighs like 13 pounds. So I don't know how his shoulder is still intact.
My buddy Jacob Muley.
Yeah.
He got a Warwick endorsement.
Shit.
And
tell him to hit me up.
he had a bunch of them, and he had been buying them used for years anyways. I don't remember what he got out of his endorsement deal. I don't remember the details of it, but he was such a fan, like it ended up happening. And he was in a really, really good band, Reaping Gas Medea. The band is still around. He's just not in it anymore. But he would bring them to work, and I'd play them for a few seconds. I'm a terrible bass player, but I'd fuck around on it a bit.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were that heavy, dude. So maybe it's just the ones because I think they're kind of like Les Pauls.
Yeah.
Where like some of them are heavy as fuck.
Yeah.
And some of them aren't. That's kind of the vibe I got because it definitely seems like they're handmade. They don't seem CNC'd or any of that shit. It feels more like a Gibson versus a PRS. When it's in your hands, it feels handmade. It doesn't feel like it's made on a CNC.
I had a Streamer for a little bit, or a Corvette. Those are a little lighter, but the ones I like the sound of the most is the thumbs. Trying to think who plays them besides
Muley.
Carnival.
and my buddy Muley. No one. That's the thing is they're expensive. I think they are handmade. And,
German, yeah.
And not a lot of people know about them, but the guys that do, they just swear by them, man.
Yeah, I would love to perfect world, I would definitely have a Warwick.
And you already said Music Man?
Music Man, yeah, that's what I started on. I still love them, but I had to kind of retire the bongo because that thing weighs... I did weigh it, and I think it was like 12 pounds. I got one of the... I might burp. Excuse me.
Next time, do it in the mic.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Sorry. It's the most... think about it. It's
yeah.
A public...
Mudvayne, fuck yeah. Burper dang.
A public, like, deep burp. Like, you really go for it and like put it out there. It's the ultimate alpha move.
Yeah, show who I am as a man.
And then when you do it, don't apologize.
Yeah,
don't look around.
You're welcome, world.
Don't act it just and then just kind of like shrug your shoulders a little bit. Maybe like stretch out your neck. Yeah, it's the ultimate alpha move. It's hilarious. I've seen people do it in public, and it's weird.
Yeah, I love it.
You'll do it. Go do it. And then you'll know exactly what I mean. Because I know everyone in chat and everyone watching this and listening back when this isn't live, people are like, what the fuck is he talking about?
I'll do it again for sure.
Do a big, deep, like heavy belch. Project your chest. Really let it rip. Do this in public.
Kiss a bicep
around
after.
People. Yeah. Oh, that one. Yes. Okay, that's the signature. Hit the hardest. And then don't look. Don't act embarrassed. Don't apologize. Don't say excuse me.
Continue your sentence.
In fact, kiss the bicep and fucking do
huge.
and then report back to me. I'm telling you, it's like the most alpha move you ever do. I'm telling you,
I'll do it again. I'm drinking
even
beer.
If the chicks do it, it's an alpha move.
Yeah,
like dudes will be like, "Oh shit, I'm not fucking with that girl." That's a bad bitch.
Give me your number.
I want to breed with her.
Yeah, I think I would get a Warwick though. You know,
I
wish
money. I mean, I know enough about bass to like hold a conversation like this because I worked at GC. Like, you know, I'm a musician and shit, but like, I really don't actually know enough about bass gear. So I'm glad to have you on because it refreshes my memory. It allows me to think about these things a little bit more. And I also think like bass players, no one like usually bass players are weirdos or really introverted.
Yeah.
And there's not very many of them. So they become the butt of all the band jokes, right?
Yeah.
Like they're
definitely do.
Let me ask you this. Unbiasedly, even as a bass player, not in your own band.
Yeah.
Okay. Not in any bands you've been in, not in your buddies' bands, just the music industry as a whole. When it comes to the totem pole of the band, everybody knows it's like either the singer or the lead guitar player on top.
Yep.
And then it's the other guy. And then it's, in some bands, it gets disputable, right? Whether it's the rhythm guitar player or the drummer. And then it's disputable whether the bottom of the totem pole is the drummer or the bass player, right? But in its entirety, most of the time, it defaults to at the top to bottom, and the muddy is the muddy part's at the bottom.
Yeah.
So basically, like depending on who you talk to, everybody agrees it's like singer, lead guitar player, rhythm guitar player, and then it's heavily disputed who's on the bottom. Is it the drummer or the bass player?
Bass.
Now, I always say it's the bass player.
It is.
I always say it's the bass player because usually they're not a very good musician. They're like the guy who wasn't good enough on guitar. And I'm not passively talking about anybody you know or that's been on the podcast. I'm saying just in general from hundreds of discussions I've had with other guys, hilarious debates on the road. It's the bass player, right?
I 100% agree, but like I feel like I'm so I'm just a confident guy, I guess.
That's my point. Is
all
like,
that stuff is like deflecting off me. Like I don't give a fuck, dude.
Right.
Fuck you.
And as soon as you meet a dope bass player, you're like, well, yeah, but he wouldn't be at the bottom of the totem pole because he's dope. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Because a lot of people say, no, it's the drummer. The drummer's at the bottom. Yep. Like he doesn't even play an instrument. That's you see what I'm saying? A lot of people make that argument. They're like, he doesn't even play an instrument.
Just hit shit.
Yeah, he just hits things.
Caveman.
I think it's hilarious. I don't even know where I weigh in.
I'm just such a fucking big rhythm section guy. Like, I usually don't even watch the guitar players much, or whatever. I'm always just staring at the drummer and bass player because that's like why I like music.
You're a big sports guy?
Relatively, yeah.
I mean, you played a lot of sports and shit.
Yeah, definitely.
You know anything about football?
Sunday, it was rough. Yeah, no, it was a good and bad day because my fantasy team just freaking shit plowed. I had Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, so I had like 7 touchdowns combined between them. Adam Thielen as well. It's like everyone just went off. Oh my God.
You won?
I did, but
Good.
the Vikings sure the fuck didn't, and that sucked.
I also won, but the analogy I was going to use is like the rhythm. No, you're fine. The rhythm section of a band is like the offensive and defensive line of a football team.
Yeah.
It's the most underrated, but equally as important as the quarterback or the wide receivers. And the way I look at it is like your lead singer should be your quarterback, but they're usually not. They're usually more of like a wide receiver, right?
The flashy guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same thing with your lead guitar player, a wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Your rhythm guitar player is like your running backs.
Yep.
And then your drummer is like the O-line.
Mm-hmm.
And you can use that analogy in reverse on defense if you want to, but
totally, that's very accurate. But yeah, it's like you need to have strong members throughout the whole thing, otherwise it's not going to work. Like you can have the best guitar player, but
right. But point being, a great rhythm section or a bad rhythm section will make or break a great band.
Absolutely. 1000%.
You can have the greatest band in the world, but if their rhythm section is just like all right, they'll never go anywhere.
Right.
You know, you have some of the greatest bands in the world. The reason they're dope is because of that rhythm section, and vice versa. Like it's tough, man. Like, because tell me. Let's explore this idea. What is it that's different about a rhythm section versus the other members of a band? Because as somebody who's played drums in a legitimate band, I agree with what you're saying 1,000%. And for me, it was a relationship of give and take with my bass player. So what I mean by give and take is it was this subconscious playing off of each other. So we'd be jamming out an idea, trying to figure out. And what I mean by give and take is like it's a non-verbal thing. So he'd be playing a rhythm, and I'll give you like a 4.
I'm sorry,
I'll give you like a 4 on
that was less.
He'd be playing a rhythm, and if his rhythm was dope enough, I would switch up the kick drum rhythm that I was playing to sync up with him in certain spots to accent that, and vice versa. Sometimes he'd have the melody, but the rhythm he was playing was a little whatever. Maybe sometimes it was vanilla, maybe sometimes it was just weird, but the drum beat I had was dope. So and these things are all happening in real time as we're jamming out ideas. So all of a sudden 3 minutes later, we've got the entire verse, the bridge, and the chorus figured out now, solid. And it's like, okay, that to me is what makes a rhythm section dramatically different. Is it's that chemistry because of the relationship. It's more give and take, whereas like guitar players, it's like, oh, you got a riff, cool, I like it, here's what I'm gonna play.
The bass player just mimes it, and it's pretty stale.
Am I wrong? I mean, like, tell me, don't just agree with me or disagree with me, but tell me like what your experience, because why is it different? I want to explain this. Why is it different? It feels different because I play guitar. I've had relationships with other guitar players, and then I've been a drummer and had a relationship with a bass player, and to come off of the idea that a great rhythm section or just a rhythm section in general can make or break a band. I'm curious as to what's different about the rhythm section vibe and why and what is different about it versus the guitar players, the string instruments.
I think the guitar is all the flash, and I think if the rhythm section's not tight or doing, it's like, you know, supporting that in the best way they can, it's like, that's really sick, and then the next time you listen to it, it loses all that excitement. So I don't know. I do write a little bit. Like I've came up with riffs for the bands and stuff, and we all start things. Like there's instances where Colin from The Issue has written riffs with the drums, like Bad Trip, for instance. That all started with some weird rhythm he was doing for the verse that boop. We thought that was sick as fuck, and we based the entire song around that idea. So I don't know. I think music is, as a whole, very rhythmic, and that's what makes people dance. So if that foundation's not good, it's not gonna be long lasting, I guess. I'm kind of thinking slowly here.
No, you're fine.
But yeah, no,
we got plenty of time, bro.
With both my drummers, though, like
this ain't CNN. We're not going to commercial break anytime soon.
A lot of times, guitar players will start ideas, and I'm just jamming with the drummer, focusing on him. How can we best support this? If I think of some weird rhythmic nuances and stuff, I'll definitely like signal that. But we're always listening to each other and trying to lock in the best we can. Like sometimes I'll duplicate what they do, sometimes I'll pull against it, but my voice came out there. But yeah, like a simple like I'm trying to think, like, is it Back in Black by AC/DC? Like where they never do anything exciting. Or like they're awesome, but their music's very generic in the pocket. But there's like that one instance in Back in Black where he pulls away from the root and plays one of the harmonies. I don't remember what it is, but it's like a C sharp over an E, I think. But I might be wrong.
As soon as you go theory, you'll lose me.
Yeah, and
I can talk drum theory because it's just counting. It's just counting, but I don't know anything about it. I haven't
listened to AC/DC in like 10 years, so it's like, do not quote me on anything. Bunch of apes. Oh, Clay plays a Friedman Runt 50. That thing's sick. I don't know. Sometimes you don't need to overplay. Sometimes you need to dial it back, just depending on what the song needs to support it. And that's how I always think. I don't know if I answered your question because I already kind of forgot what it was. But
just the difference in the relationship and what makes because because you can have a great drummer and a great bass player, but they're a terrible rhythm section.
Mm-hmm.
It's uncanny how hard it is to find the right drummer and bass player combination to pair with your guitar players and your singer.
Yeah.
It is a weird. Yeah, because I've been on both sides of it, right? So like I can be a drummer, but in this band I'm trying to be a guitar player. I write the guitars. Yeah. That's what I'm doing in this band. So to find the right drummer just to complement the music properly. And then I know as soon as I find the right drummer or bass player, they equally have to. The singer doesn't actually need much of a relationship with the drummer or bass player.
No, not at all.
Like from a writing perspective,
right?
It's really not necessary. He doesn't really actually need much of a relationship with anybody.
I suppose it really depends on your writing process, but usually lyrics and melodies are last 9 times out of 10.
Or
there's times where it's not.
Or they start with something. They're like, I have this vocal melody, and you're like, God damn, that's fucking catchy. Hold on, and then you start strumming chords and you build a guitar riff around it.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's like kind of already written. That's what I'm getting at. Whereas like guitars, they kind of write together sometimes. But drums and bass, it's such a weird fucking.
I can tell you, like, I have 2 different drummers I play with on a regular basis,
and you can't stand either one of them.
Hate them both. Fuck you guys. No, I play
drummers
so differently.
Are notoriously difficult.
Yeah.
We are like drummers are notoriously difficult people, like singers.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I definitely have noticed I play a lot different with both.
We're joking
of them.
though. He loves his.
But
drummers.
We love you. No, I play so different when it comes to Colin and Drew. Like I've been playing with Colin so much longer, and I think we've hit that point playing together for like 4 or 5 years now, and it's a lot of unspoken things, but you need to play with people that long to get that chemistry. And
sure.
I don't know. Yeah, both bands play such different styles. I think I've been pretty excited about it just because I get a chance to explore a different avenue and makes me think of ideas for the other bands. Like it just more versed,
100%.
Well versed. Yeah,
I know exactly what you mean.
Fuck yeah.
Let's do this, dude. Let's play one of these songs. We've got a couple music videos for you guys. You already gave me permission, but I'm going to sneak an opportunity to get it on record. You're giving me permission to play these songs. Correct?
Oh yeah, 1000%.
All of them.
Right in your ear holes.
There you go, YouTube. There's your permission. What's this? Oh, that's right. You sent them to me in a different order than I'm playing them in.
Oh,
I don't remember which one this is, but
I'm excited though.
But here it comes. It's going to take a second, but here we go.
All right.
This song's
caveman as possible. Just for like, you know.
What'd you say? As caveman as possible?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Like,
I don't think I've ever. I'm not mocking you. I don't think I've, because I've talked about this a lot in the past on the podcast. A lot of writing music together is communication.
Yeah.
Like, and it's literally like, hey, do something more caveman. As a drummer, I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
AC/DC.
So just straight 4 on the floor.
Yeah. Simple as possible. But yeah, that song in particular, we didn't spend a whole hell of a lot of time. Like it's a lot of repetition. And
yeah, I agree. I love that I love the halftime.
Yeah. The neck breaker 6,000. No, we tried to write as simple as possible for that one, because it was just like a riff. We just started jamming and it all of a sudden it was like almost there. Like Clay just started freestyling some lyrics and we're like, fuck, all right, let's record this bitch. And then in the studio we kind of threw some like those like halftime changes, a palm mute version of it. There's a little bit of subtle intricacies, I guess, but it's probably the simplest song we've ever written, and I think that I think we're just like willing to experiment with that, because you know, me in particular, I like when songs like, oh, you know what, we're gonna play in 7 then 11 and like all these weird time signatures, but that's just because I'm like ADHD as hell and I love when things aren't consistent. But just like for, you know, like a song that's gonna get on the radio, if anything that we did, it's probably that, because it's pretty dummy proof, you know. I guess I don't know if that's the right way to describe it, but I love the song, but it's definitely simple. So we're just kind of experimenting.
Dude, honestly, man, I think most of us, including myself, are perpetrators of playing too much.
Yeah.
Overfilling spots.
Yeah. So that's what we're trying to avoid there. But that song definitely gets people headbanging, so it's been awesome to see that when we've whipped it out live. Where'd
you film that?
That was the Sock Center Street Dance this summer.
What a dope crowd.
Yeah, that's just where me and Clay grew up.
That's a fucking dope crowd though, dude.
Our Sinclair Lewis days, that's
fucking cool.
That name shows up, like some people in the cities are talking to me like, oh, you should check out this book by Sinclair Lewis. Like, yeah, he's from my hometown. But we do a little parade and fair, and then we also do like a street dance every year, and every so often we play it. And
yeah,
that was a hell of a time. Like,
you can pull that mic back to you too.
Hey, yeah, leaning forward. Yeah, we started off the night with my cover band playing for a couple hours, playing some like rock country stuff.
That's fucking cool, dude.
And then the last 2 hours we had the issue go up and ripped a bunch of original music, and
it's an incredible crowd, dude.
Yeah,
like it's cool. They were into it too. You can see it. Like it wasn't just like you took advantage of a crowd and mocked up a video shoot. Like you can tell. It's like, no, dude, you guys fucking
check my mom out. My mom is in the front and center. Hey, mom.
Don't admit that shit on the internet,
I don't give
bro.
a shit.
You guys are gonna be jerking off to your mom now. Fucking
zoink, Scoob. No, my mom fucking parties though. She just likes to have a good time, and hell yeah, that was awesome though. It was probably the most fun I've had all summer. That or Claire Cal's bachelor party this summer.
No, that's fucking cool,
hell
dude.
Yeah.
When did Colin join the band?
Which one?
The guitar player. That's right. You guys got 2 of them.
I think his first show was when you saw us at Route 47. I've been playing with him.
I've seen you a few times now.
Yeah, it was.
I've seen you 2 or 3
Route
times.
47, and then it was the Parkway Theater.
And I feel like I've seen you once more since then as well.
Unless you traveled, I don't think we played in the cities other than that. This summer, anyways.
Maybe it is just the twice.
Yeah.
Thing.
Colin and I have been playing together since last August.
So that's how he ended up in the band, is from Zippo Man.
Yep.
So you joined that group?
I was at that time in August. I was just filling in because they had a gig opportunity there. I think their bass player quit.
So how do you know those guys?
I met Colin through Avery. He was going to McNally Smith when that was still a school. He just went there, and then like I think the next semester was done. But I ran down to St. Paul because I was about to move in, and I grabbed dinner with them at Mickey's Diner.
Yeah.
Shout out Mickey's. I think that shit's closed now. Every time I drive by it, it's like it looks empty, and
they might have got fucked from the pandemic.
I love that place
because it was pretty tight.
Dank food with a side of very depressing vibes. It was perfect.
Dude, we used to play shows at Station 4 and just get shit-faced and then walk to Mickey's, eat food, and then fucking either jump on public transportation or call a cab. Because this is before Uber was around. Yeah.
Dodge some people asking for spare change.
There never used to be anything like that back in the day.
Oh,
now,
shit.
It's gotten sketchy, but...
Yeah. So I met him just like he was talking about buying an amp. Like I think he just bought this matchless amp at an auction from the school because they're dumping a bunch of gear for great prices. I wish I would have been financially stable at that point because I would have been there. But it was just that. I think he's seen me play a couple times, and then I played. The Issue played one house show ever, and yeah, it's kind of weird. But
when was this?
Like October 2 years ago. So Zippo Man was also playing.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
We've never done house shows, but that's not really our vibe or scene.
Was it cool?
I loved watching them because I was like,
was it packed?
Nah, not really. There's maybe like 30 people there tops, but it was a good time. Like it was just the boys hanging out, jamming some tunes, and I was pretty blown away by them. And then I heard their bass player quit, and they had a show come up, and they asked if I could fill in. And then after like one rehearsal, I think they wanted me to join. So then I played with them for like 6-7 months, and then I coaxed them into joining the Issue as well. Just because, you know, if I'm playing at the Issue, I'm not playing with Zippo Man. Might as well play with us because he definitely fits our vibe a lot. Like
he's a fucking rock star. He's an absolute star.
Yeah.
Watching him perform is thoroughly enjoyable. It's like one of those things where you, him, and a few other cats in town specifically, and that's not to say anybody else doesn't, but there's a different vibe with specifically you and Colin, the guitar player, and that's not a diss to Clay. Clay's a great performer, but it seems like you two, there's a sense of joy and pure fun. It's a vibe. It's an energy. There's a couple other cats in town like that, and it's invigorating to somebody like me to see people not because a lot of us go up there and we try to be dramatic or good performers or like especially the heavier the music gets, you guys try to get more badass. And you guys are smiling, fucking. He's playing guitar with his teeth, like he's going behind his head, like fucking like. A hater would be like, who the fuck does this guy think he is? And I'm going, that dude's the shit.
When he's playing, though, it's like, even if he's doing stupid shit. I
fucking love it,
Not saying it's stupid, but like,
I think he's awesome.
He's still
Shout
playing.
Shout out to Colin. Yeah. Colin, if you want to come on the podcast, dude, I'd love to have you. Man.
Oh, boy. Dude fest.
Fucking sausage fest.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's like really exciting, though, when you find that guy you can play with no matter what. Like, because... once he shows Zippo Man and stuff, playing music, like it's completely a different vibe.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah, no, I feel like I have that with all the guys in both the bands. Like, I mean, Clay and I grew up playing hockey together. We played 15 years together, I'm pretty sure, all through high school. And that's like your entire life. Like you go to class and then hockey is all year round, and then immediately after, so
in Minnesota at least.
Yeah,
that's definitely not true. Yeah. Definitely not true everywhere else. For us though, it's like it's a different thing up here.
Yeah, and that kid's got it. Clay's got it for sure. He's a killer front man. I don't know. He's got freaking pipes, and every time I go record with him and shit, like he's whipping out new. Like his scream is getting so much better, and it's like. The metalhead me is just like, fuck yeah, dude. I think
you guys are a good band. I think he is plenty good enough as a singer and as a front man to make it. Because that's where I knew I was going to fall short. It's like I was good enough as a front man, but not as a singer. Like I knew unless we just leaned into the brutal metal, which was gonna like eliminate so many potential fans.
All
down
the girls.
road. I mean, not all the girls, dude. There's some beautiful women that love fucking heavy music, but it's just so many less people. It's harder to make a living, and it was just like I just knew I was never gonna be the lead singer of a great band in that style, right?
Right.
Clay totally can. Clay totally can.
Trevor Lawrence 2.0.
You guys are dope as a rhythm section. Colin's great as a lead guitar player. It works, man. And you guys are growing. Your crowds are getting better. I think it's really good, dude.
I've got a good feeling. I appreciate you saying that. That's really kind. We can definitely sense it growing, and
the best thing you guys are doing though is you're not just growing in one spot like a lot of bands. They like, oh, we want to concentrate on Minneapolis. It's like, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, then what?
That's stupid, because you can only play in town every so often before you immediately burn everybody out anyways.
Yeah.
So every weekend you're not playing in Minneapolis, play somewhere else. You can do all of these things in multiple places. It's really not very complicated. I'm not saying it's easy to do. Takes money, takes a lot of dedication, a lot of sacrifice. You're going to miss a lot of parties and a lot of birthdays, and,
oh my God,
relationships take a hit, but it is not actually that complicated.
That hit hard.
With the internet,
that hit hard. Like, dude, I
did it. I'm sorry.
No, like in a good way. No,
I'm sorry.
I'm
buddy.
very happy exactly what I did through college. Like, but I was just saying, like, whenever my buddies would throw parties and stuff, I always had to miss because I was always gigging. But it's like, this is what I want to do. Like, probably not gonna remember this shit tomorrow anyways, but
it's crazy.
We had to grind we had to play crappy bars in the middle of effing nowhere. But then,
how old are you, by the way?
25.
So you're not young, but you're also still young.
I don't know.
Here's the point: all your buddies now, even the things you think you're missing out on, I'm telling you, by the time somewhere between that 25 and my age, which I'm 37 now, those same buddies will come up to you as long as you keep doing it. As long as you keep doing it, one by one, they'll come up to you in real life and they'll be like, "I wish I would have done something like what you did, dude. Instead, I did this and this and this, and all that shit's meaningless. But you've like got this like life and this story, and like, trust me." No mistakes were made. Like, you have made no mistakes. You're doing it because you also did get a decent education. You did get all that other shit. You miss out on certain social things, but you've been exposed and cultured on a level, even just as a really good regional band, for most people, just like traveling all over the state of Minnesota and playing around, and maybe you get to hit Chicago and Des Moines and Sioux Falls and shit, as you're coming up, right? Just through that simple process there, you're like, oh, the world is bigger than Minneapolis or Anoka or wherever the fuck it is we grew up, right? And then as soon as you start traveling and like seeing other states, and especially if you spend time there and get to know people, man, it's a completely different experience that other people just never have the privilege of doing. So like what you're doing, you kind of have a vehicle to not a better life, but a more diverse life. Does that make sense?
Totally.
So don't let that regret shit creep up on you.
Oh no, that was more of like a joke. Like, I don't give a shit.
Sacrifices or whatever. But it is true though. You do have to do those things.
When I'm playing shows, I am happiest. Like I've had to miss a lot of like family things, but I've come to the point where it's definitely like the big things I definitely want to be there for. Like, my friend gets married or whatever. I took my first show off in 6 years, like between the three bands. This summer, like I missed one gig. I asked Joe B to fill in for me. Thankfully, he did. Appreciate it, dude.
Lucky he didn't steal your job. That motherfucker is so good.
Yeah, he's fucking damn good.
Do you think he's the best bass player on the scene?
I don't know.
I think he might be.
Yeah, he
might be one of the best, because Jake Muley's not here anymore. Because Jake Muley's probably the best bass player I've ever personally known.
Oh boy.
So there's famous people, sure, but like here killing it now.
Yeah,
it might be Joe. It might be Joe or you. I mean, but Joe's got like the next. Do you think Joe's better than you?
I think that's kind of like a question that like you can't really answer. I think he can do tons of things I cannot. Like
that's how I feel with
what's
every
that song.
That's exactly how I feel with every guitar player against me. Like they can all do so many things I can't do.
Right. I play very differently than him.
You're a very, very good bass player.
I definitely like try not to get flashy, but
that dude's on like a fucking threatening
when it comes
level.
to Joe, like I think if there's anyone I can't fill in for an entire show, I might struggle with their shit. Like especially that I can't believe I'm spacing that song where you guys do that double tapping.
Chicka chicka slim shake. No, I'm just kidding.
It's like King of the World? No, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about Revenant. You're talking about
right. Yeah, where Casey and Joe are doing that double tapping thing. Like, what the fuck?
I know exactly what you're talking. Dude, those two are insane.
Yeah, like I'm sure there's things I can do that Joe might not be able to, but he's fucking insane, dude. I'm always in awe when I watch them. Like they're my boys. They're like I think the issue in Revenant Soul like have like such as like stupid small town like BFF vibe. Like we just
I love those guys.
Like I love those. I'm in a Snapchat group with a few of them. With by the way, my boys and
to the Revenant Soul boys. I never got a T-shirt. I need a T-shirt so I can wear it on the podcast. I want one of the ones that say "Fuck yeah, bud."
Fuck yeah, bud. I got one of those finally after like knowing them forever.
I've seen that.
Finally got one.
Dude,
they restocked. They restocked.
Yeah, because they sold out of those.
Hey,
right?
What's up, Gibby?
Sup, boys? Shout out to everybody joining us in chat. We got like 13 people watching right now. I appreciate it, you guys. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe. For all the I can tell that if you're commenting, you've subscribed, but for all you else that haven't yet, please do as well. We really appreciate the support. We got to get to 1,000 subs so YouTube will pay us. You guys don't have to pay anything. You just hit the red button for free, but
yeah,
I cannot get paid by YouTube until I hit 1,000 subs.
We're also struggling with the same thing. So yeah,
it's a brutal.
Subscribe to the band pages. The issue and Zippo Man.
Yep, and the links really are in the description. The links are in the description, so you guys can follow and support.
Yeah,
fuck yeah,
yeah.
Bud.
There's
fuck
Instagram.
Yeah, bud.
Fuck yeah, bud.
Fuck yeah, bud.
Yeah, there's a whole thing with Instagram too. Like, can you slide up to take a direct link? I think you have to hit 10,000 followers.
10,000 followers.
Holy
just
shit.
to get the swipe up feature. It's also monetized, but it's still like, really?
Thanks, Zuck.
It's like, wow, dude. Same thing with TikTok. I think it's 10,000 followers before you can monetize.
Yeah, Joe comment on that. Yeah, Tunes King of the World. I nailed it.
Totally different styles, true. But Joe, you're on another level, dude. Like, yeah, I've been around the block several times, and
I mean,
I've not seen really any bass players like Joe.
Yeah,
Joe's on another level from every other play. Even the great ones I've seen and know. Yeah, Joe's still like doing some. He's on his own shit. Like he invented his own drug that only he has access to, and he's way higher than everybody else. You know what I mean? It's like that kind of vibe.
He does. That's right. He rolls. Trying to think of it. When I think of his playing, I think it comes a lot from the Billy Sheehan school. Yeah, please. Billy Sheehan, like Mr. Big kind of shit. I think you listen to a lot of Mr. Bungle, am I right? Like Mike Patton's band. Mm-hmm. Shit's sick. Yeah, I think it's a lot of 90s for me. 90s, 70s, like the Skynyrd but like back
when rock bass players were dope as fuck.
Yeah, big top hats.
And like dude, the classic rock bass player is probably the most underrated musician
Geddy
of all time.
Lee, yes.
You go back and you listen to any classic rock band, bro, and if you can find the isolated bass track, you'll be like, dude, I didn't know they were playing all that in that song. Like, that dude's amazing.
Massive.
Just pick a band, find it on YouTube. You can do it just solo isolated track, this band, this song, whatever.
Yeah. It's like the modern stuff I listen to. Like, I think that's kind of where I've been pulling a lot of things from. Haken, Thank You Scientists. I'm gonna check those guys out in December. I don't know if you know them, but they're like a jazz fusion band, but they're like kind of prog rock.
I'll have to check them out.
But Hiatus Coyote, R&B band.
Dirty Loops?
Yeah. Henrik.
Wow.
Dude.
Wow, dude. That guy
Fuck
is on
that guy.
a new level.
Fuck that guy.
That guy's on another level, too. Like, that would be another one where it's like, Joe... Because again, I'm not a bass player, right? So I can't articulate this the same way I can drums or guitars or even vocals, right? I can observe and appreciate because I've worked with great bass players and I listen to a lot of great bass players. But okay, that's a great example. That dude from Dirty Loops versus Joe. I don't even know how to evaluate which one of them is better because they're doing such vastly different things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But to me, it's like once you get to that level, you're kind of just like I just kind of like push you all into a category. You're all like, you know, it's like, okay, you're over there on some other shit. And I don't even measure other bass players against you guys because does that make any fucking sense?
Yeah. No, that's why I can't answer when you ask, like, I just don't. I know you can do a lot of shit I can't. I just don't. It's like,
that's how I feel with every
I'm also
guitar
like not
player.
Music's a competition kind of thing. Like, I respect the fuck out of what he does. And,
that's a great point too. Bert, shout out to Bert, says like the different styles that you play in your two different bands, Zippo Man, and then when you flip it in the issue, that's another great example. If someone were to measure
sound guy,
like which version of Kyle is better, and it's like seriously, like that's kind of the question I'm asking right now. Like
personalities,
and that's what I'm getting at. Once you start getting to the top end of being really good at these instruments, it gets really, really hard to start saying this guy's better than that guy because they're all so good. And it's a style difference. It's a preference. It starts to become subjective again.
Yeah.
It's not like a 5 versus a 3.
Right.
Where you're like, that dude kind of sucks.
I think
this guy, he's all right. This guy's clearly better than that guy. You guys are both really good.
I really want to hit a point.
That motherfucker's on crack, though. I mean, not
cracked.
literally crack, but
very
like,
cracked.
You know what I mean? It's insane.
I really was excited because pre-COVID, one of my favorite modern players, Connor Green.
He is gorgeous. I told you guys. He's beautiful.
Thank you.
That's why I told them. I told you boys on Instagram. I said I hear your protest. It's been heard, acknowledged, and denied.
Yeah. On the grounds of fuck you. Let me have this, guys.
As Supreme Sorcerer, it has been, or Supreme Counselor, it has been decided.
I was, I think it was March 18th. That day was like, once COVID started, that was like kind of the worst day ever for me because the issue was supposed to play South by Southwest in Texas. Humongous opportunity, right? Like, fucking A, we're gonna play in Texas. Let's go. I think we're supposed like some of the guys in Mute Math, if you know them. Some of those members were in a different band. We're supposed to play like right before them, and I fucking love Mute Math. But I also had tickets to. Yeah.
Is that a band?
Yeah.
I thought for a second you were talking about a genre of music I've never heard of before in my life. Sorry, continue.
All palm muted math rock. I thought
I legitimately like somehow magically missed, like blacked out and missed like 3 seconds of conversation because I was like, wait, Mute Math. What did I miss? Okay,
I also
the name
had
of the band. Got you.
That day, I also
obviously have no idea, so I'm sure a lot of other people don't. What does Mute Math sound like?
It's like genres are fucking hard, but they're kind of like indie-ish, but very technical. Like it's
kind of proggy.
Not proggy. It's very listenable for the common person, but they're just really unique. Like Kiev or I don't know where I'm going with this. It's so hard for me to put things in the words.
Shout out to Ritual Madness. Also, you guys, if you're a fan of this podcast, also go subscribe to Ritual Madness podcast. He says that's a smile that steals girlfriends.
Oh my god!
Yeah, steal your girl energy, bro. Steal your girl energy.
I'm so fucking single. Oh
dude,
god.
I said that to Joey Moya from Uncle Daddy.
Well, I
was like, Joey's got steal your girl energy, and Joey's like, I would never steal someone's girl, and I'm like, that's not what it means, dude. Yeah, it's not an attack. I know. It's like, no, dude, like you walk in the room and other dudes' girls leave them. And they're like, I'm willing to break up with I'm willing to break up with you right now. I'm gonna go talk to that guy.
Yeah.
That's still your girl energy.
What am I? So yeah, that March 18th. Rachel, you're freaking distracting us. So I had tickets to go see Devin Townsend. And Haken was opening for them. They're a prog metal band. Like they're kind of like Dream Theater, but more listenable, in my opinion.
Gotcha.
Sorry if I pissed any metalheads off, because that's a very group you don't want to do that to. But yeah, I'm friends with their bass player on Facebook. Great guy. He's so good. Like that guy, I find a lot of inspiration from that dude. Like everything I see is like, oh my fucking god. I was supposed to get a lesson from him, like hang out, drink tea. I would get to play all of his basses. I was like, do I need to bring my own basses to this lesson? He's like, nah, you can play mine. I was like, what the fuck? And then that show got canceled, and I was like, well, shit, we got South by Southwest now. Let's go. That got canceled too. Like, what the hell? And then I was locked in my bedroom for like 2 or 3 months. Like, oh my god.
So that's basically how you spent the pandemic?
I built a gaming computer.
Did you start streaming?
No, I'm not very
that's
good.
the first time you sounded like you're from Minnesota.
Shit.
Oh, no. It finally slipped.
Yeah, there it is.
Got him.
My roots are showing. Not my balls are showing.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious, bro. You should, dude, if you got a gaming PC, you should stream, because it's another way to monetize your personality and promote the band. I mean, that's literally what Joey Moya's doing with the whole Sweaty Pedals thing. And it's going so well. He quit his job a while ago, bro. Like, he's monetized enough on Twitch where he hasn't been working a real job in a minute now, bro.
That guy... That whole concept
you could totally
of his stream.
do it. You're gorgeous. You don't even have to be, like he said, you don't even have to be good. It helps if you're good looking, right? You're gorgeous. You got a great smile. You know how to talk. You know how to talk, right? You can clearly read because you're reading comments. If you can literally do this and play video games at the same time.
Sentences.
I'm saying, dude, if you can literally do this and play video games at the same time, you could stream.
That's getting even worse.
There
Damn,
you go,
dude.
bro.
Who's that guy?
That's Greg Chilton from the Ritual Madness podcast.
God damn it, dude.
Yeah. That's one of the partners in crime. One of the 4 dorkmen of the apocalypse.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so it's
like
me,
that.
him, John Wheeler, and Joey Moya. Because Joey Moya kind of does a podcast if you think about it. The way he interacts and chats with people and shit
that
like
whole concept is hilarious to me, because
the Sweaty Pedals thing.
Yeah, just freaking wearing denim shorts, getting jacked while playing
Dude,
Warzone.
have you seen the Gene Simmons tongue?
No,
dude, his tongue is like Gene Simmons. Like when he goes,
yeah.
It's like, oh
I
my
thought
god,
that was a Gene joke with his.
I'm like, put that thing away, dude. I'm not trying to fucking get divorced anytime soon. Jesus Christ, I can't even let him near my wife.
Sit on someone's face.
Oh my god, dude, it's hilarious.
Jesus.
All right, guys, we finally made him uncomfortable. Now's when we ask the hard hitting questions.
Bring it.
I'm just kidding. I don't have. I used to try to think of really like brash, sudden, crazy questions. But every time
is your wife, you got to fuck one, marry, and kill, and go.
Well, it was just crazy. Kind of like here was one. It was like, would you rather find a videotape? Okay, you're searching through your parents' drawers for whatever reason. Maybe they died. Whatever.
Okay.
And you're searching through their stuff. You find a VHS tape. You pop it in. Would you rather, when you hit play, it's a video of your dad just kind of like beating the shit out of your mom and she's like terrified and like scared for her life, or your dad's like beating the shit out of your mom and she's like getting off on it and then they fuck?
Holy shit, dude.
You don't have to answer that. I'm just saying, I used to like ask fucked up questions like that, and I'd wait till like we've been in it for a while, and then I would just fucking curveball that shit at you guys. Or it'd be like, hey, have you seen any good pornos lately? Just like a bunch of like crazy questions, dude.
Stuff that'll get me fired or some shit.
Yeah, you don't have to answer
I'm probably good on answering that.
But a lot of people still think we do that shit, so they're like waiting for that. And I've even had recent guests on, so like they're like, so when's the crazy questions come?
Clenching
I'm
the
like,
cheeks, terrified.
Anymore, dude.
Holy hell.
No, but yeah, we don't do that shit anymore. It was funny though. It was hilarious. I will admit that. It did make for good podcasting.
Well, when Logan was, when you guys were starting the rumor shit, I don't think I'm that.
Oh, that was hilarious.
That I can improv. I don't think I can improv that way.
That was fucking funny.
That was so funny. I've never seen that kid out of his shell like that. Like,
Logan?
Yeah.
Logan Lowbrick.
Yeah, great kid.
Yeah, because they got two people with the same name in the band too.
Yeah, so Revenant Souls, Joe and Joe. The issue has Colin and Colin.
Stormbreaker has Logan and Logan.
Logan. And then I also live with Logan Stoliker with my sister, and she's also dating a Logan.
No shit. You live with Logan, huh?
I do live with Logan.
Crazy. What a crazy small world, dude.
Yeah. We met at the Acadia playing like 2 years ago. And
we just lost like 4 or 5 viewers after my little fucking beating the shit out of your mom.
Fuck.
It was a hypothetical question. You guys chill out.
Yeah,
it's either that or because I started smoking. One of the two.
They're good. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I met him and we hit it off pretty well after playing at the Acadia. It was us, Stormbreaker, and I think Tim is a rocker, if I'm not mistaken. And I was in a startup metal band with him for like 6 months, and that didn't really buff out, but yeah, it was definitely interesting.
It's crazy because like you guys as bass players, specifically as bass players, when you're good, everybody wants you in their band.
Yeah. And
then you just run out of time.
Yeah. I think
it's brutal.
I think I hit the point where people know not to ask me. Yeah. I'm all for like, if you need session work, hit me up because that is something I'd love to do.
Yeah. Well, I might hit you up then. Shit.
Hit me up. Cause I did just any chance to learn something new and get better.
Because I can't even find a drummer I can rely on for like rehearsals and tracking and shit like that, just so I can get everything else tightened up properly. Yeah. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm just tracking the drums, and I've been at it for probably a month now, month and a half maybe, and I don't know. I feel like I kind of got like a B game going. Like,
brushing up the chops a bit.
Yeah, like even last week I was still like kind of like a B minus, and I finally feel like I was able to get rid of that minus, and now I'm kind of on my B game. And
are you doing like home recordings or?
Yeah, so I got this bad boy, and I can wheel this because the tripod I got it on, or not the tripod, but whatever. I can wheel this. I get it over by the drum set. That's what the Snake is for, and I mic up the whole kit, and I can run into Logic from over there, and it's dope. It's dope. I got another monitor over there that I mounted to the ceiling, like with a drop down. And so I can mirror one of these monitors and I can track over there. So I got the board on one side and I got the keyboard and mouse next to me over here with a monitor hanging right over my drum set, dude. It's dope.
I've kind of grown to geek out over computer setups and stuff.
It's just cool because like
I'm seeing all the stands and stuff.
Yeah, this is
so sick.
Yeah, like I told you before though, man, as dope as this all looks, this is pure fucking laziness. This is just for efficiency. So I'll take credit for whatever I can get. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
No,
I'll have to show you my rig once we have the next break. But,
for sure. Yeah. For sure. And dude, before you get out of here, if it's not too late, dude, I should fire up my bass player's rig. It's right behind me. You should hear my bass player's rig.
I would be more than happy to do that. I love trying new gear.
It is thick, dude.
Said that quietly so you didn't hear.
It is thick. No, he'd be down. He's totally cool with it. That's why he left it down here for me. It doesn't matter. But it was funny because I was jamming with my current guitar player Dalton and a bass player a while back, and he had just a 15, right? And it's loud.
The rehearsals that'll buff.
The frequencies are there. But I was talking to him about him like, so what are you going to get for gigs? And he's like, this is what I'm using for gigs. I was like, dude, you can't.
What is it?
It was just like a little tiny fucking Mark bass practice amp with a single 15 combo.
Yeah.
Which again, it's
I suppose
fine.
it depends on what
it worked for this room, but like, I don't know, dude. I'm just, like I said, so Dalton was kind of on his side. My guitar player was. He was kind of on his side for a while, and then all of a sudden Kevin moved in. My bass player from the Tyrants, Kevin moved in, and his rig was sitting here, and I was like, Dalton, plug in that rig real quick. And Dalton was like, because he can actually kind of rip on bass.
Yeah.
Immediately, he was like, "Yep, you're right." Because it's what to go back to where we started this conversation.
Yeah.
It's you feel it in your body, so it becomes more than a sonic experience.
Yes,
it becomes more than just your ears. It becomes to the level where even somebody who's hearing impaired or just completely deaf, knows there's something way different going on. Yeah. They're like, "Oh, that I want to hear more of that."
Yeah,
it's not on a subconscious level, but unless you hear it in direct comparison, and it's almost like this. My buddy Anwar used to tell this long story. I'm going to make it in like one sentence about like he used to think he was so poor, like liver was steak. He didn't know any better until he went to somebody else's house for a barbecue and they made steak and he ate it and was like, "What is this?" And they're like, "This is steak." And he's like, "This isn't the kind of steak I had." And then he realized like he's not eating. It's not even the same thing. They're both meats, but it's different. That's like, kind of what I'm getting at. Is
New York
like
strip versus a T-bone or
man, listening
to
Dan Knight rock an Aguilar cab.
Yeah.
Listening to my bass player rock this fucking wicked custom setup he has here. Listening to a 5150 or Logan Stahlecker's fucking Kemper.
Yeah.
When you hear tone at the next level, then you get it.
Yeah.
And you're just not going to get it until you've been around it. So people that argue for those tiny setups and shit, I'm just like, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I have a hard time believing like magically in the last few years shit's changed that much that everything anyone has ever known about the music industry is suddenly different. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Dude, that Logan's fucking Kemper sounds so good.
And all you guys have top gear, which is why you guys sound dope live, which is why I give you guys so much props. Because even in this younger generation, you guys are defying what my generation thinks you guys think. Which is, they don't know how to write music. They don't know how to be a real band. Everything's digital. Not these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
These guys, every one of you guys someday are going to be like a G. Like a bad motherfucker. You guys are all just super young. Like not one of you are 30. It's incredible to me. And you're all super dope already.
I think
every single one of you are better than me when I was your age. It's impressive.
Thanks, dude.
It's impressive. It's impressive, dude. And I'm not kissing your ass, man. I'm telling you that genuinely, brother.
Yeah, shit.
Sorry,
dude.
I'll quit ranting.
No, that's fucking A. Kind of speechless after that. It's nice of you to say. Like
for real though. Yeah. I mean, that's why I love having you guys on.
Well,
and
nice
that's why I want to
like,
have more of the younger generation on, because I don't think most people realize how dope your entire generation is.
Yeah.
It's your entire generation. It's not just a couple of you that I happen to meet. Like, no, my little brother is barely younger than you. I got a 20-year-old little brother. Y'all basically would have went to high school together. You'd have been a senior, he'd have been a freshman, but nonetheless, right?
Yeah.
He's about to be 21. Like
it's nice to hear that when
you guys have great taste in music. You know what you're doing. You guys appreciate the art. You respect your instruments. You know and understand your gear. But there's other people that are doing a bigger job of representing your generation, and they're a bunch of posers.
Yeah.
They don't know shit.
Yeah.
But they got loud mouths and big platforms to speak from. Sorry, it has to be said.
Yeah,
you know what the fuck I'm talking about, bro.
You're right. That's like the whole freaking why I have Facebook, for the sake of I am a musician and I have a platform I need to use. So that's basically all I use it for. But it's like checking posts and stuff. It's like everyone who has an opinion with not much to say will say it, and it's like, oh, that platform thing. I was like, oh shit, yeah, that's real, man. Yeah, I think there's just so much gear out there these days. Like, I think Logan's Kemper sounds insane. Like his tone has always been great because he played with us for about a year right now. Since Colin joined, Colin took over, you know. But his tone is always consistent.
And there was a period of time where there was a possibility Logan was gonna be the permanent lead guitar player of the issue. It was being kicked around.
It for sure.
It was being kicked around.
It wound up he wanted to focus more on Stonebreaker.
That's what he was telling me
he's not wrong to do it all.
No, not at all.
Something he built from the ground up. I get that.
It'd be different if the issue was like on the level of like a part-time side project, but you guys are also trying to do it right. So I agree with him. It's not cool for him to try to be in both bands. Like, because you do have to, it's almost like having multiple wives. You have to spend time with each band properly.
Hell yeah.
No, I agree with you.
When he told me, I was like, oh yeah, okay, cool. Like, I totally respect that. Like, you got your own thing going on, and he killed it for us. So like, he recorded that nasty solo for What You Need, and played a bunch of shows with us, and he definitely was very professional, got the job done. And
those were big shoes to fill, because I seen when Clay came on, I seen a little video you guys did in a studio in like Arden Hills or something. It was kind of cool. It was pretty cool. And Logan was in that video as your lead guitar player, and those are big shoes to fill. And Colin has done an amazing job of filling those shoes, because not only has he filled those shoes, but he also immediately sounds and seems like he's been in the band from day one. It's incredible. It's incredible. I'm really impressed. Logan's and he also looks like he's 14. Let's just also put that out there.
Yeah, he's got the chops.
I think I'm insulting him. He's got to be at least 16, but he's definitely at least 16.
Yeah, he's 23 actually. But yeah, I every show we play, he gets that. It's like Avery was such a unique guitar player. Like, he did not like any of the flash. He never liked taking solos, but he was so effing tight rhythmically. And Logan is a very
Avery,
different
the
original guitar player.
Yeah. It's for people that don't know. It's Clay, who was a singer and rhythm guitar player, and Avery was the other guitar player. So Clay ended up doing a lot of soloing and shit like that. And then when Avery dropped out for a little bit, Logan came in, and it was like, oh wow, it's like a fucking crazy
Shredmageddon.
Right. Like, oh my god, it's like, again, like lead guitar on a different level.
Yep.
And that's what I'm getting at. So even when Avery came back, it was like, it just didn't, for me, I was like, nah, it's not working. But then, and that's what I'm saying, I swear to God, I've seen you guys 3 or 4 times, because
it must have been before Route 47, I would imagine, because we did a lot of up north shows like this summer.
I don't know, maybe I'm just getting it confused with watching videos.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
And that's probably what's happening. But point being is, like, I saw it with Logan, I saw it with Avery, and then I seen it with Colin.
Yeah, and the fucking great thing is we've been blessed to have 3 insane guitar players play with us. Like, Jesus Christ, like, what? I think they like, fucking What You Need is, I don't think it's my favorite song, but just like that
is
shit.
Is that the other one you sent me?
What? No, the other one is a live video of Look at Me Now.
Okay.
That's from our second EP. Avery played guitar on the recording. Colin is playing guitar on this one, but yeah, Logan really brought that What You Need song to life. That's the one song you recorded with us. So I've been living with him.
So that's probably the one that the video I seen probably too then.
Yeah, the really well done live or music video we did. That's the one that you probably seen. But yeah, him leaving was definitely like no hard feelings at all. Like,
it makes sense.
We needed him to play with us, and he was nice enough to put in that work with us for a year.
But this is what I'm saying. You all made good decisions on a business level.
Yeah.
Because he would have eventually, here's the crazy irony is what I'm getting at. He would have held you back because he wouldn't have been able to give you the time and love and energy your band needed in order to succeed, because he's already doing that with Stormbreaker. It was a smart decision for him to stick to Stormbreaker.
100%.
And it's admirable and mature of you guys to understand that difference.
Yep.
And then dope as fuck that you guys were able to turn around and stumble across Colin because you had already been jamming with him for a while. That's fucking dope, dude.
Hell yeah.
Congrats, man. It's fucking sick.
He's a good kid. But yeah, it's just sweet because I was able to play with him for a little bit before and get that chemistry going and shit. Like, and then the issue also has that we've been playing together for like 4 years since like high school chemistry. So he fit in like perfectly, and he did a lot of demoing with us. Like, we have a lot of songs we're trying to release. It's just a matter of our busy schedules and finding studio time. Finding studio time is pretty tough. So we've been working with Ian Combs. I'm sure you're familiar with him.
He actually did a record I was on way back in the day.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you what it's called because it's terrible.
Oh.
He did a great job.
Damn.
Us, on the other hand, it was
we were there.
iffy to say the least.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's so
go
cool.
on. Keep
No,
going.
I don't even know where I was going.
You were talking about the record you're doing with Ian Combs.
Oh, yeah, we
didn't even get that far off track that time, bro.
Oh shit. So he did our What You Need song, and I couldn't be happier with the results of that. We recorded that and self-produced, and we just sent him whatever bullshit we came up with, and he polished up that turd. And then we did
He's
the
really
You
talented.
song. It's so talented. I've never seen someone work in Pro Tools as quick as him. He's like,
yeah, those guys
ripping
on
and
that
roaring.
again, a different level, right? Like,
yeah. So yeah, we got
shout out to Logan Stoliker jumping in chat. Can't wait to cuddle when you get home, Kyle.
Yeah, see you soon, BB.
I do have one of those crazy questions for you.
Yes.
Do you drink Monster and do you punch drywall?
No, I think the most I've ever done regarding.
Have you ever?
I've in college I kind of was blackout.
Do you want to?
No, I'm not anyone that knows me, I'm pretty mild and laid back. I remember I was coming home from the bars one night and I was pretty dialed in, and I locked my keys in my room, and I I tried to just kick my door at the handle and let it bust open, but I wound up just putting a massive shoe dent in the door, and I had to take out my keys, my keys were in the room, so I somehow cut the screen, and I had to like Call of Duty dive through the window. That's about as extreme as I've gotten.
Dude, okay, so
Monster sucks.
I did something very similar. Me and my buddy Kevin, I got drunk at the bar. He came and picked me up, and then we got home, and I realized I had left my keys in the vehicle. Right? So my keys are back and my wife is not home yet. So I'm like, I know I left one of these windows open by accident because I remember it and I was tripping all night about it.
Oh.
So we go around the back of the house, we open the window, and he does the like cross hands thing, and he's going to give me a boost. And I'm like, all right, on 3. And on 3, I'm about to jump. I don't think he realized that.
Oh, shit.
So all I needed him was to just brace.
Yes.
He
job.
He thought on 3 meant you're going to launch me. So I jumped while he launched me. Dude, he threw me through the window by accident. Not his fault at all.
You broke it?
Dude, I had already opened the window.
Oh.
Everything. Clear path. I was just going to like gently hump over. Just brace, because on 3, I'm going to like give all my weight. But he gave me a boost, like lifted me at the same time. Dude, he sent me through that motherfucker face first. I literally face planted and hit the ground, dude.
You didn't break the window,
the upper window? My leg like went so far into the upper that I my heel hit and broke the window. I completely slashed up my leg, almost cut my tendon, just barely missed the big artery down there. Fucking, and then Kevin's freaking out. He's like, Jared, are you okay? Bro, I almost got knocked out because like I hit that shit. It was the biggest white flash I've ever seen in my life, and I've been hit hard as fuck. And all I could do is muster up was I'm good, bro.
I got a story like that too.
It was almost
it was sober though. I was pretty keen on locking my keys in my room in college, and I lived on the second floor this one year, and I was hanging out with one of my buddies that I grew up with. He came to town, and then one of my like college buddies who lives out in Milwaukee now. My keys are locked in my room, and it was a Saturday, so I wouldn't be able to get in until Monday when the landlords are back. And I remember, so it was my college buddy, me and my buddy I grew up with, we like went full cheerleader, and we lifted this dude up above our heads so he could reach the window. He's in like the military and stuff, and he cut my screen, like penguin dived through the thing, and a cop drove by as we're doing this, like seeing us holding this guy above our head, this guy above our head, and he just like just kept going. All right, sounds good. Worked out pretty slick.
You must have been in the suburbs.
St. Cloud, man.
Yeah,
hanging out. But
okay.
yeah, thank God he didn't do anything. So it's like, how do I explain that? This is normal.
It was like fucking drunk college kids.
It was like 11 in the afternoon. We were sober as a rock. I was just dumb and left my keys in.
Right, but you're in St. Cloud. But
I think
you're
what it
in
was
St.
is,
Cloud, so the cops are just like, they're looking
I've
for
seen
real
worse.
trouble.
Yeah, I've seen worse. Yeah, I think it was. I think that instance was. I had a window fan because AC was definitely lacking in those pristine college apartments. And I think I just like naturally lock my door whenever I get in there, and I like walked out and just wind blew it shut, and I was like, oh no. I don't want to couch surf this weekend. Hell.
Yeah, I've fucking been there, dude. It's brutal, man.
Sure, rip another song here so I can take a bathroom break.
You need to take a piss?
I think so.
Yeah, we got another one. I got another issue song, and then I figured we'd save the Zippo Man for last, because I know you guys are doing some shit with that too.
Oh yeah.
So we'll get into that. And hold on, let me just see.
Kyle should work in drywall, then he couldn't be so pretty. I
don't know, man.
Someone's got to do it.
Like, there's a lot of beautiful dudes in construction.
Get jacked and I'll steal all the girls.
For real, man. They're terrifying human beings. You don't want to fuck with them because they're already good looking and they're fucking monsters on the construction
it's too bad.
site.
Trades are kind of the thing, really.
Fucking for real, bro. Let's see. We want to do the second one.
Yeah, it's Look at Me Now live.
All right, here we go. That's what it should be if I did my job right. It takes a second to come in. There we go.
Did Billy take?
He said, no, sir.
Look at me now as you're picking me up and you're playing with my head. You're taking me down 6 feet into the ground as you're pushing me towards the dead. Well, I can't believe that everything he did was done for me. 'Cause look at me now. Yeah, look at me now. Jesus Christ was crucified, so the story has been told. Follow me, believe in me, I will keep you whole. Well, I can believe that everything he did was done for me. Just look at me now, yeah, look at me now. Don't you hang your head in my head, 'cause I'm not here to save the day. of the earth, the future is left unclear. I tried to survive, barely staying alive, now I'm standing out in fear. Well, I can believe that everything he did was done for me. 'Cause look at me now, yeah, look at me now. Don't you hang your head in my head, 'cause I'm not here to save the day. Don't you hang your head in my hand, and I will save it anyway. Don't you hang your head in my hand, 'cause I'm not here to save the day. Don't you hang your head in my hands, and I will save it anyway. Thank you! Thank you so much!
Have to pee.
No, you're good, dude. You're good, man.
We back up and live.
I think I know we're back. I just want to make sure that we don't accidentally play something next time I hit that screen. There we go. We'll queue up the third one for next time. Boom. Yeah. So welcome back from your urination period.
Yeah. Thank God. The beers are flowing.
Yeah. I
it busted off the stand.
No, I intentionally don't screw it in very tight because otherwise it makes it hard to spin this way.
I got one of these bad boys for my
hopefully we're gonna be able to upgrade these soon.
Yeah.
It'll be easier if we get more Patreon subscribers.
Hey.
Patreon.com/JaredSingerLive.
There we go.
But yeah, hopefully we're gonna upgrade these because these are way too noisy for these microphones. Because these are nice microphones.
This one seems to be pretty okay.
That one's okay.
Yeah, you just probably gets more use.
Yeah.
You're more comfortable with, hey, I'm backing up, let's move it.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. You're 100% correct. But fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. Clearly wasn't very important. But that song is dope, dude. That song is super dope.
I'm very proud of that one. That I think that one.
And contrary to popular belief, and I don't want to cut you off. I want you to say what you,
man.
But I want to say this on record. Contrary to popular belief, I think your band is fine, and I think Clay is great with a guitar in his hands. I know there's a lot of people that have been pressuring him to find a rhythm guitar player. Yeah. And if you're going to make that route, cool. There's a way to do that in a great way. But I think Clay is a great James Hetfield style frontman, especially when you've got what I would call the mover.
Yep.
So you do a lot of moving back and forth on stage.
Yep.
And then you have you have Colin, who I would call the rock star on lead guitar, the playing behind his back, the fucking playing with his teeth, all that shit. He's an absolute star. So, if you don't find the right rhythm guitar player, don't feel forced to do it, because I think Clay is great with the guitar.
Yeah, we're certainly comfortable with where we're at. There's a handful.
I just know he's
been
getting a lot of, not pressure, maybe not be the right word, but he's been getting a lot of people influencing him to set down the guitar. First of all, the band sounds better live when there's two people playing guitar at the same time. For sure.
Yeah, we need that. We need that space filled. I think there's a couple of songs at this point in time as a 4-piece where he will set it down and let Colin fill that space, and that kid can.
He can. He's almost like an Eddie in that respect. I'm really impressed.
Personally like seeing how much he can bring to the live show. Like the sound wise when he's playing, he's
I'm gonna
great.
Do something. You don't move.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do one thing real quick.
Sure. Aha. There we go.
There we go. Now you can be.
It's definitely like he's been doing it for so long. He's killing it on guitar. But I really like when I see him set it down and just go nuts on stage, be that front man, and that shit's fucking exciting.
Then you do need another guitar player to fill that space. It's almost awesome. Like even Nirvana had that guy sitting off.
Pat Smear.
Yeah, sitting off to this. He wasn't even like in the band, but he was there. He was there for live shows.
That guy's hilarious.
Didn't Foo Fighters do that for a while too?
It's the guy that's in Foo Fighters, Pat Smear.
Yeah, but he wasn't officially in the band for a long time.
Yeah,
for a long time he did the same role as he did in Nirvana. Yeah. He like literally played behind a curtain off stage to fill the space.
I might be
if
wrong
I remember
on this.
Right. If I correct me if I'm wrong.
First record, all Dave, and then
dump me in the comments.
He was in the band with Color in the Shape, and then he quit, and then he did that role for a little bit when he came back a handful of years later, and
then they officially made him a part of the band, right?
Again. Eventually, he was in it, then he was kind of partially in it, then he was in it. But that guy is so funny. He's just like always giggling. And
see, I'm not alone. Even Bert says, keep Clay playing guitar.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, like, it's tough, man, because it's really none of our business. The only thing that really matters is what you guys think makes your band the best, right? And is where bands start to fuck up their careers is when they start listening to too many people outside of them. Hey, you should do this. Oh, when you set the guitar, like, what if out of your fan base and potential fan base, let's say you have the potential for becoming, pick your number of album sales or streams or whatever metric matters. You're at the top of that, right? What if only 10 to 20% of your fans or potential fans actually agree with this person?
Yeah.
Right? What if what's actually best is to keep that guitar and Clay becomes James Hetfield instead of Axl Rose?
For sure.
Such a and I'm not trying
topic,
to I know, and I'm not even trying to change your guys' mind.
No.
I'm trying to make sure that you guys are actually only listening to each other.
Right.
Because it's really none of our business.
For sure.
Right? Like, you guys got to be making a product that you think is dope as fuck. And if you choose as a band to say, Clay, you're just the front man and lead singer, you can even write guitar riffs, but on stage, we're getting another guitar player. Then that's the right decision. If you decide as a band, we're better when Clay has a guitar in his hands,
Yeah.
we're not getting another guitar player, then that's the right decision. Is what the wrong decision is if you guys just listen to other people telling you what to do and you keep trying to cater
So that'll
to
change the
people,
end product.
including people close to you that have a little bit more influence and they're able to chatter in your ear and subconsciously do shit.
There's a couple of songs where he doesn't right now. Like,
So just trust yourselves. That's all
yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely.
Over anyone else.
Like Open Your Eyes, for instance, I think he just plays like the chorus in that, or if not, nothing at all. But that riff, if you're familiar with the song, is so effing nutty. It requires all your attention. Like, there's no way a guy could sing playing that shit.
I get that.
Holy hell.
That's actually why I gave it up.
Yeah.
So when I was in a band, what I wanted to do vocally and what I wanted to do on guitar, I couldn't do at the same time.
Yeah.
So in that band back in the day, we could find people that could play my riffs, but we couldn't find any vocalists. So I just kind of like got defaulted to being a vocalist. I never wanted to be the lead singer, like the solo lead singer guy.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be James
That almost
Hetfield.
makes a guy uncomfortable.
I wanted to be
me
James
personally,
Hetfield.
if I don't, in our cover shows, sometimes I just sing. Fuck, it feels weird, but it's okay. Like, it's definitely get me out of my comfort zone. That as a whole is a good thing, I think. Just kind of make myself more versed in doing other things,
dude. And it got so bad because I gave up doing both at the same time. I admitted defeat to that so long ago. I'm actually super nervous just doing simple backing vocal parts now because I'm like playing guitar now, and I'm like, fuck, man. Like, even when I'm jamming, I have a hard time like playing this riff correctly and singing like where I know the harmony is gonna be.
Right.
Like, I'm like, oh my god, dude, I have so much work to do, dude. Because like. Again, I just never had to worry about doing both at the same time, even on a basic bitch level.
Yeah, I've
so
noticed
credit
myself,
to you guys who do that. If you can sing and play guitar at the same time on any level, that's some incredible shit.
Yeah, I think having Colin Johnson in the band has really pushed me to nut up and sing harmonies and stuff, because I've always been pretty bashful, and that I've been doing it a lot more now, and I'm finding a lot more confidence in that, you know, and it seems to be going pretty decent. Like, every show I kind of like, okay, I know what this harmony is, I should do it, and kind of just like getting the confidence to do that's really the biggest thing for me, and fuck, it's really helped.
Yeah, and I just think to go back to the Clay with the guitar without it.
Yeah, there's a comment on that too.
Yeah, I was reading that, and I think only you guys know, because he might be right. Brad might be right saying he's seen Clay perform probably 20 times, and the best time he's seen him was at Route 47, probably one of the shows we were talking about, without the guitar. Yep. He put everything into his singing, and it showed. So maybe what some of the other people who go, no, even including me, maybe we're just seeing somebody who's more experienced and comfortable with a guitar in his hand, whereas Brad is seeing the greater potential of him as a frontman without a guitar.
Yeah, it's
you know what I mean? That's again
my
why
opinion,
the only thing that matters is you guys as a group.
Yeah,
and the rest of us are just chatter.
Yeah, I'm not even sure how they all
we're
think
be
about
right,
it,
but most of the time, we're wrong. Only you guys know.
Yeah, I don't know exactly where everyone sits right now at this point in time, but I think he is great at being a rhythm player and singing. He can do it totally, but just that frontman energy, that's what I really like to see. Like, he can definitely do it. Like, you saw that live video and he killed it. He did great. But I just love seeing him fly around stage. Like, when he's flying around stage, I'm flying around stage. Like, we just got to feed off each other, and when we're all stationary like that, for the live show perspective, I like to see that. Either way, I'm totally cool with either or, you know. But I definitely like when we're flying around and putting on a show for everyone. Like, you know.
And basically at the end of the day, is all I'm really saying is don't listen to me or anybody else. You know, trust your guys' selves. You guys are the only ones that actually know. Fucking feed's bugging out a little bit.
What's Bert say here?
Just he's saying, remember, he's still young. A band that can have a spot where he can amp it up, take the mic as a crowd pusher. That's always a plus. Of course, it's always a plus, and that's what I'm saying. Only you guys know. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm really saying.
Oh yeah.
You know, everybody's going to have their opinions.
Totally.
It's your band.
Yeah. No, it's all good, man.
Like everybody, including me, everybody has opinions.
I find this to be efficient conversation to kind of spark that idea. Of,
you know what I mean? I'm just saying, trust yourselves, because like you start catering to what other people think, man. It's not you anymore.
Yeah.
You know? So you guys know what to do.
I think that Bert guy might have missed all my compliments I gave him earlier.
Bert.
Bertus Bortus. Curtis.
Man, I hope this fucking feed stabilizes here pretty soon. It's all over the place, dude. I don't know if it's affecting what the viewers are seeing.
I'm probably moving around a little bit too much.
No, it has nothing to do with you. It's literally, I can see that box down there just going. It's
Dang
just
old
lighting
technology.
up and down. I don't think I'm doing anything crazy.
What's the next point of conversation we got here?
I don't know. Is there anything specific you wanted to talk about? I know you were excited to come on, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. This is turned out to be like I was so excited, but now it's like this is going way cooler than I thought too.
Thanks,
even though I was excited.
Well, you
talk about
you're
all the
an
things
easy
I
guest
love
to have on, dude. You're an easy dude to talk to.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. I don't know. I suppose we talked about the issue for a bit. I don't know if
let's
whoever
talk about
didn't hear
Zippo
about.
Man.
We got a show Thursday night at the Caboose with Zippo Man. I forget who we were playing with. I remember.
So the issue and Zippo Man?
Oh no, did I say the issue? Zippo Man's playing. I'm sorry. I was used to talking at this point. Yeah. So Thursday night Caboose. Cover charge is $10. We'll be playing last, but Zippo Man, I think definitely can prove what we're saying. You know, like it's really weird musicianship. We like to improv a lot, and Colin Johnson's lead singer, guitar player, Nolan Leahy, other guitar player, he's definitely got chops too. Drew Stamps on the drums. We like to jam. Our genre definitely spans a lot of things. Like the sample I'm going to show you, we have a lot of songs, different styles, but we just like to jam, and I think that energy is very contagious. So we're pretty pumped about that show. We've done a bunch of house shows lately, so this is our first like opportunity in over a year to play a normal venue, and pretty pumped about that. And then Saturday, for those folks up north, they should be playing acoustic set in Nelson at I think Diamond Gyms. I don't know.
Diamond Gyms? Where the fuck is Diamond Gyms?
Nelson is like 10 minutes away from Alexandria, so pretty central Minnesota, but it's our buddy's bachelor party there. So we'll just be jamming all night, hanging out.
I'm just tripping out about this fucking these numbers down here. It looks super glitchy, and I don't understand what's going on. But I can't tell if it's like affecting the actual stream, like for the viewers.
No,
the audio is going to be fine.
The guy to ask is that Bert dude. He'll tell you what's up. What do you think, Bert?
Yeah, let me know in the comments if it's like if you guys can't watch this. Looks like it, and now it looks like it might be stabilizing a little bit.
Yeah, Bert said he definitely got in late. I was saying you're a really good sound guy, and we're talking about. He was asking why I don't have an 810, and I said he might freaking throat punch me if I did.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Throat punch.
Yeah, hopefully everything looks fine to you guys.
Yeah,
I know it's gonna sound fine, especially for the people on audio listening to it back.
Yeah,
but yeah, that bit rate's going fucking wild, and we were fine the entire time.
Says we're good.
Hopefully.
Cloth.
Hopefully.
Cloth.
I think it's Cloth Yixon. But shout out, he's the one who had that Patreon question earlier. Is like, what gear do you play? But what gear do you wish you had?
Oh, yeah, that's a good
what
question.
What rig do you have, and what rig do you wish you could have? If like,
suppose I could expand on that at hair. I was saying, if I were to get a tube amp, that I think it's a orange OB all tube. I think that's what it is. But pedal wise, I'm looking to get a Pog 2 Octaver. I had an OC3 for a little bit, but I definitely want to experiment with going octave up for certain instances. So I think that'd be the most versatile thing I could think of. Because you can definitely save a bunch of presets, and it seems really stupid proof, I guess, for because that's not really something I want to deal with. And I'm also looking at getting a Sans amp preamp, the Tech 21. I think Joe B runs one of those. He does.
Kevin's got one of those.
Yeah, that or the
there's a couple
the
different
Geddy Lee
Sans amp,
signature
but they're
one.
all the Sans amp are dope.
I've always liked Geddy Lee's tone. I have a Microtubes X7 Dark Glass, and that's like such a modern metal sound. So I definitely want to find that.
Have you ever fucked with the Moog stuff?
No, not on bass.
Fiddle with it.
Yeah,
you may not like it.
Yeah,
but you might go, oh, there's something I can do here.
Yeah, I'm sure they got some sick modulation shit. I've been rocking a TC Electronics Corona. Corona. It's
I wish I knew more about
chorus pedal. That's kind of become a staple for definitely, especially in Zippo, man, when we get a little experimental and jammy with it.
Yeah.
It's gonna get it sound trippy. And but yeah, I need to find, I think the last thing I need really is that middle ground overdrive, because I definitely love my clean sound. Yeah, Bert says Moog's awesome.
Yeah, that shit is dope. Not everyone likes it.
Yeah,
but the guys who like
it's a tried and true brand for sure.
The guys who like it, it's like a religion almost. You know, every time they drop something, guys are like, oh, yeah,
freaking like. I know their shit's great. Like they're sub 37. I'm not a synth guy, but fuck, those things get some insane
I don't.
sounds.
It's crazy because I don't actually know that much about the bass gear, but just working at Guitar Center in the guitar department, I had to know enough about bass gear to at least put people in the right direction so they could make their own decisions. And
tell them to come to me. I have a lot of opinions.
I listened to so many guys about shit that it was like, oh God, you really got to be into it to really know what you're talking about when it comes to bass gear. You really have to know bass gear and be into bass because it's just as complex and nuanced as guitar gear, but it's different.
Yeah,
everything
it's so different. Like every time, my experience in every guitar shop ever, I don't even ask because I don't think they're going to give me an answer.
Right. There's maybe one guy at a big guitar center. There's maybe one guy who really knows his shit on bass. Really knows his shit.
Yeah. I usually just ask like the bass players I respect. Like me and Joe B talk about gear all the fucking time. Try each other's shit out, and otherwise there's a lot of great shit on YouTube, but that's not the same as trying it out yourself.
Reeves 400? I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Klopp knows this shit.
If you're a pedal guy. Can you explain why?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Yeah, I think the one thing...
you said you got a bunch of opinions on shit too, so if you guys have questions about gear...
Hell yeah, dude.
Feel free, like
follow me on Instagram,
stuff.
DM me. Right. It's better than Facebook because I respond on Instagram more.
And your Instagram handle is in the description. Kyle
P_bass, I think it is.
Yeah.
I think the main app I've been running, I think the one thing it's definitely lacking is doesn't have an effects loop. Not sure if I'd really dabble into that, but I think that's something that would help. Because I've been trying some weird things lately, like a bass wah at times, or I'm gonna start experimenting with some octaves and stuff just to clean and robust. That is a good term. I mean,
robust.
I'll check that out later because robust is getting thrown around. That's pretty sensual shit.
That is a good term. Yeah, robust is a good one. I gotta fix something over here.
Is that? There's a EBS amp I've been looking at a little bit too. Seems to be like reasonably priced. I think that Dirty Loops guy has been running one of those. I don't remember the exact model. I feel bad. I'm saying I don't remember that exact model a lot, but I know what it looks like when I see it.
It's hard, man. It's hard to remember all the fucking gear details on.
I'm
the
trying
spot.
to dial back because I've like all my free money is going to new amps.
Right.
Like I said, I'm attempting to purchase another jazz bass tomorrow. An American Elite 5-string. So sexy.
Nice.
It's like I have a black American Deluxe with the Tortex or the red Tortex pickguard. You know, I think that looks really sharp. High watt steroids. All right.
For the listeners or anybody who's confused, anybody who's new, if you're not paying attention, we're like also just kind of like reading chat as we're talking. So make sure you guys come to YouTube, subscribe, hang out, and you guys can hang out and chat live with us, especially for all the audio.
Yeah, I love the questions. Like
back.
talking gear. Oh my god.
I wish I knew more about base gear.
Yeah, it's
really. I wish I knew more about gear in general.
Yeah.
But it's just like so many other things with me. You know, I become extremely well versed in something, but if I don't stay immersed in it, that information gets replaced with other more current and relevant shit. So it's
that's probably okay though, because you know, getting stuck down the gear wormhole, I think it also kind of can impact your creativity and like. Why not just fucking get better and play better? You know?
True, right? You start worrying about
it's kind of like the before bed free time shit. That's what I like to do. It's like, all right, what kind of gear is sick?
But even with me on dumb shit, like for example, this stupid program we do the podcast through. Yeah, you know, I got extremely good at running this program, and then I had it so well set up, I was able to just kind of let it run for a long time. There was always bugs and issues every single podcast, but it was like, nope, we got it. And then I'm starting another YouTube channel where we're doing like reactions and shit to old stuff. It's really so like we're gonna listen to old music videos, social issues.
That's cool.
Like, but we want to see how that stuff translates and relates to today. And we're gonna be late to the game on purpose. We're not gonna try to be trendy and listen to the new Cardi B song like all these other motherfuckers. We're gonna try to. There's so much out there. That entire TV shows we could do, like it's a unique idea. We're gonna do it on purpose. We're late to the party on purpose. That's
Seems
the name
cool.
of the channel. We're late as fuck. That's the name of the channel. Late AF. Like we're embracing it, right?
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, we're gonna set up a new YouTube or a new OBS setup, right? It's not the Extravaganza. I forgot everything. So I thought I knew what I was doing and I set everything up. Nope.
Yeah.
It was like starting from scratch for me.
You know? Learning a new DAW. That's why.
But then I put things down for a while and forget it. That's my problem. Like I can become really good at something and stay good at it as long as I keep doing it.
Yeah. It's a new language, really. Like I built that. My MacBook took a shit on me and I was always using GarageBand and Logic. Or I used GarageBand for a while because it was good enough to do what I needed. Then I got Logic.
Great example,
yeah. And then I built that PC and I bought a new MacBook, like a brand new one. Had the Intel processor. I think I decked it out pretty good. Like I think I had 32 gigs of RAM and i9. Like I put a good chunk of change at it, and the fucker is just overheating like crazy. Like just running Chrome, like that does eat up a lot of RAM and shit. So I just like kind of got frustrated and I returned it because I was like, fuck this thing. Built a PC. I built a PC and that thing is insane.
Fuck this thing.
Yeah. Well, if I'm literally just have Chrome open.
Were you trying to game on a Mac?
No, hell no. I was just using my Xbox or whatever, and I didn't do it that much at the time.
But you were recording and shit?
Just that, or
using GarageBand and Logic
or
and shit?
I was working off of it, and that was literally just having Chrome open. It was just getting hotter than fuck.
Dude,
I got so frustrated that I returned it.
This one every once in a while.
Yeah,
but I realized from listening to other YouTubers searching for advice on it's so funny, dude. Like to try to find advice on how to set up a podcast like this.
Yeah,
you search YouTube, but the only advice is coming from like random other weird content creators and and game streamers, right, who built a niche on teaching other. So you gotta like watch shit not relevant to you to pick up the bits.
Yeah,
that's how I learned all.
I did
of
a
this.
year's worth of research, and I did buy another Mac.
Dude, but all I'm saying is like they give you these weird nuggets of information. Like I found out, don't actually record to or edit from your hard drive.
Yeah,
like everything is like there's so much weird shit, and you kind of like have to like keep your Mac clean.
Yeah,
and I see it happen with mine, where if I'm not careful about how much I don't even have to fill up 50% of my hard drive,
Yeah, and,
and that shit'll start bogging down, bro.
Yeah, it's so that's why
they're meant to do one thing at a time extremely well.
Yeah, I do. Macs are great at photo editing and things like that because
sound recording.
I'm not saying I'm like good at it, but I do. I'll make like a random poster here or there, like using Photoshop, Illustrator. I've been like learning. I'm not that good at it, but I do that on my PC because I have a lot more computing power on it. And then I bought a MacBook with the M1 chip, the new ones, because they have like an integrated GPU, CPU, and
the M1.
Yeah, and they don't overheat as much.
And isn't it something weird like it I want you to teach me a little bit. So here's what I kind of understand, because the M1 takes essentially what is 4 gigs of RAM in our world and makes it like 16.
It's like
it's
they're able to, like, the graphics card and the CPU, like what's powering
they work
the thing,
interchangeably now.
They're
right?
the same thing, so it's able to split up the load.
Yeah, and they're able to switch off.
Yeah,
algorithms.
so like what an Intel chip would be running, it's going to be a lot hotter because they're separate. And
and they like deviated certain algorithms to one chip, and then even though this one's being overloaded and this one's completely able to run all these algorithms, it wasn't able to go, hey, let's make up this load over here, whereas the new M1 chip makes them run. They're still separate chips, but they run as one. And so like,
I think you're kind of hitting it on the head.
And I have no idea how this is the idiot way of explaining this.
I'm not like super computer savvy, but I was running a
I need to
Mac
if
Mini.
one of you fucks is like a supercomputer expert, please come on the podcast,
hit me up.
and explain this. Come on the podcast and explain this to me and everyone, because this shit is super convoluted and most of us don't get it. We all just pretend we know what we're talking about. I'm one of the very few people on this planet that will openly say on a regular basis, I'm a fucking moron.
Yeah. No, I got
it's
like
me, Joe Rogan, and
I got really techie friends and stuff. So like I'm picking up
like
what I can.
78 other people.
Yeah, I had a really low powered Mac Mini, and I just run an external display.
But it still has the M1.
It did not.
Okay,
that ran okay. I just was looking for a laptop though, so I did my research and just got like the highest I could at the time. They're gonna do a new M1 chip, so I think they're gonna call it the M2. It's gonna be a lot more powerful, but the only real holdback was that it's like a whole new. I think I'm explaining this right. Like, there's a lot of things that weren't like integrated to work with this Apple Silicon processor instead of like Intel or, you know what I mean? So like programs like Photoshop and Illustrator aren't fully ready for that, so it does crash sometimes. That's why I use my PC. But when it comes to music processing, Logic runs insanely well. I've never had an issue with like overpowering it, running a bunch of tracks, like 16 tracks I'm recording over.
Honestly, if I ditched all this bullshit I'm doing with the podcast and just use this Mac for recording, I have more than enough.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's nice to have different computers, like, so
that's exactly what I've been thinking about.
Stupid pictures and videos will be saved to one thing, or getting separate hard drives would be another problem solver. But I wound up doing my research and got a terabyte storage, 16 gigs of RAM, and that I think I only use like 100 of. I have like 900 free gigabytes, and the thing just runs like a champ.
Yeah, I've thought about like getting in a different setup just for this podcast, because it seems like OBS and PCs are significantly better for what I'm trying to do, especially for the podcast.
Sure,
especially for when we move to like real HDMI cams, because you can just get the new fucking Elgato Cam Link, and it's got 4 HDMI ins.
Yeah,
and you're just straight in,
it's kind of straight into
your tower.
Yeah,
and they're all their own individual sources.
Yeah,
so I could still do exactly what I'm doing here with actual HDMI cam. Instead of
that, a universal
OBS?
Yeah,
it's open source.
So yeah,
it's on
with,
PC, and
PC,
apparently it runs way better on PC than it does on Mac.
Well, yeah, with PCs you can.
Macs are not friendly to anything open source.
No,
like they're good.
I love
Macs
Mac,
are dope as shit for
yeah.
programs and software that are designed to run on Mac.
Yeah,
because all the hardware, all the software, all the encoding, all the updates, they all like Logic, like it works great. Pro Tools works dope.
Yep.
Like it's Pro Tools is still designed for Mac, and then if I remember right, and then recopied or whatever for PC, because PC has all these other pieces of hardware that use their
you
own
can
weird
customize
encoding.
it to exactly what you need.
That's why a lot of guys in our industry don't like PC. But as soon as you start blending these two worlds, like Joey Moya and me, where you want to podcast and be a musician.
Oh, he's totally running a PC for sure.
He's running both.
Yeah.
He's running both.
Video editing, music editing, go Apple. And
Mac.
then
but all the streaming, PC.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm about to try to start moving towards. We need more Patreon subscribers, by the way. But but seriously, because that's the real world we live in now. Is honestly, it's probably the best thing is a blend. Yep. It's a balance.
Yeah, I couldn't be happier with my setup right now. Like,
because you have both.
Yeah, they both cost about the same. The good thing
You're
about
on the cutting edge of reality of optimization.
Yeah,
everyone else who's still arguing PC versus Mac, they're in like the Stone Ages, and you're living in like
fucking
the
foolish,
modern day reality of like
heathens.
The answer is both.
Yeah, I'm like a non-confrontational guy. I might as well just blend in with both. Like, yeah, you can't talk shit to me either way because I got both.
I love how you just were like, oh, I'm a non-confrontational guy, and I'm like, and you're like a dark overlord. Just two completely different takes on the same situation.
But one pro though at Apple is they're making their processors in house, so that has shaved the cost off by like $400.
Nice.
Yeah, because that was like a big part of the cost is like getting those Intel processors.
Sure.
So. I mean,
yeah, there was some weird
shit
going on.
Whether they're a good company or not, ethically or whatever.
There was some weird shit going on with computer chips in general.
Yeah, graphics cards are impossible to find now.
Well, it was like all computer chips.
The work from home life, like it caused such a demand that.
No. I thought there was something weird going on with like, because I swear to God, somebody was telling me, somebody credible. Somebody super.
Not like me.
No. I'm sorry. That's not what I meant.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm drawn from a memory. Somebody I know and trust very much, where when they say shit, I don't even have to Google it most of the time, because at worst they've like maybe put an opinion on it, but what they're saying is definitely true. And they were telling me something about like all the computer chips, whether it comes to phones, TVs, cars, computers, they all come from a place that we started having issues with, and it was either involved with like, remember when that
global
tanker,
politics,
remember when that tanker got stuck in the Suez Canal
again? It happened again.
Did it really?
It
did. Either had something to do with that, or it had to do with the pandemic, or like one of the weird embargoes,
some weird things.
Something weird happened.
Well, there's been a lot of like global.
I can't remember what it was.
Global issue shifting lately, so
and some of it's coincidental, some of it's rivalry level shit.
Yeah,
I don't remember which one it was, but I remember something along those lines. Something with like, and it because the point is like most of these chips are made in like a couple places.
Yeah.
So it really didn't matter if it was a car or a TV or a phone.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Anything that used any of these type of chips, which was almost everything now.
Yeah.
It affected a lot.
I'm not too like well versed in global politics, but I know there's been some shifting happening, so it wouldn't surprise me by any means.
All right, getting nerdy. What about the Chicks Beer Party and Band?
All right, Bert, you got it.
Let's shift gears.
We'll shift gears, yeah. Tangents. You got any specific topics? That's pretty vague.
Yeah, let's throw some questions out. Like you guys just straight up ask them questions. Did we? I mean, I feel like we did a good job of doing like a normal interview and a hang and a bullshit conversation. Yeah. If you guys got any questions, let's
2.5 hours in, and it felt like no time at all.
Yeah, or if you fucks don't appreciate this, maybe we'll wrap it up and then we'll do a Patreon show where we'll fucking, because that's just behind a paywall.
Yeah.
We'll fucking talk about some crazy shit. So you guys better, if you guys are gonna fucking criticize us,
supply and demand.
If you're gonna criticize us for getting too nerdy, then you guys better fucking give us some juicy questions.
Juicy questions in the Patreon. Yeah, shit.
We'll give them 20 seconds.
Can I just speak to Bird for a sec?
Do you guys need a sidebar? That's hilarious. Maybe here's what we should do. I got an idea.
Oh.
Maybe here's what we do. We'll play the fucking Zippo Man song.
Yeah.
We'll take another break because I got to take a leak anyways.
Sure.
And then maybe we'll call some random motherfuckers.
Oh, actually, that'd be sick as fuck. Let's do that.
Should we do it? Should we do that? All right.
Can we get a butt scoot? Joe, can we get go fuck yourself, buddy?
Fuck yeah, bud. Fuck yeah.
Oh, let's answer this question first. Best places to play in Minnesota, or places I wish I would play. Right off the top of my head, I'm gonna sound biased as shit, but my fucking hometown, the next door bar. Have you seen the Look at Me Now video, the Moving On live video we did? That's in that bar. No matter what we do, no matter what band's playing, all three of my bands have played there. Best supportive crowd I've ever seen in my life. Like, it's always packed. Freaking dick to butt in there. And we always have a good time. Eric Kellerman's a boss.
Some of us prefer dick to dick, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
But whatever.
Float your goat.
Yep.
But that's where the same town, that same strip on that street is where we
whatever
shot that humongous video for you.
Dope.
That was in that place. I really like playing in Alexandria too, which isn't too far out.
Have you played First Ave Main Stage yet?
No.
Have you played 7th Street yet?
No. I might be. With Zippo Man, I think there's a chance we might be
7th Street or
7th Street. Either or is fine with me.
I've never played Main Stage either. It's weird because
it's tough too. It's
weird because it's almost inevitable if you're decent and you've been around long enough.
Sure.
So it's actually created like a lot of doubt, and other motherfuckers are like, "Nah, dude, it just not how it works."
Yeah.
It's not just hard, but it's also like you either need an in or the stars have to align.
Yeah. Down the cities,
I've met a lot of people.
Route 47 was a really good time. I don't know if we'll get asked to play again, but I thought
Route 47.
I thought we did a damn good job there. I mean, you're there. We had a fucking killer crowd, I thought, and hopefully someday we can do that again. Where I'd wish though is definitely the entry at the First Ave. Yeah.
That was the show where it was you
Ave.
guys.
Okay.
That's the show where it was you, Revenant Soul, and Stormbreaker all in one night. That was a dope bill.
Fucking A, dude.
I actually got a bunch of people to come out to that show.
Yeah,
from the podcast.
Yeah.
Like it was cool because I was telling people I was gonna go out for a while.
Yeah.
And so a bunch of people came out and they're like, "All right, man, you've been hyping these bands. They better deliver." And honestly, there was only one dude who walked out of there like, meh.
Oh damn!
Out of all, no, dude, that's a killer.
Tell I gotta give his balls.
Like honestly, you only need fucking.
Get some Scott, Monty, fucking love you boys.
What's the
Thanks
question?
for hanging out. Joe Beatus asked, "What's my favorite groove song to play on bass?"
Oh, shout out to Monty and fucking. I haven't
Monty
seen
and Scotty.
dude. There's a bunch of you who are new. Thank you guys, Bert, Monty, Scott. By the way, Scott Tachita. Is that how I pronounce it? Tachita.
Cheetah.
Oh, you just ignored the T.
Yeah,
it's just Cheetah. He's actually either been following me or subscribed for a while, but I haven't seen him around in a bit. So
yeah, he's those two boys play in a band called
man.
Chain Lightning.
Chain Lightning, motherfucker. That better be a goddamn Mortal Kombat reference or Destiny.
Hadouken.
Or Destiny. No, dude, Hadouken is Street
Is that
Fighter.
Street Fighter?
Bro.
Yeah.
No, Mortal Kombat, that's Raiden.
Yeah.
And then or Chain Lightning was actually something in Destiny. I'm getting gamer nerd
I'm not
on
sure.
this motherfucker.
They're for all you guys wondering, check those boys out. They do like cover music,
Say the
but
name of
they're
their band again?
Chain Lightning. They're Monty and Scotty are like childhood friends of Casey Weissar from Revenant Soul.
No shit.
Yeah, those guys can fucking play though. They're a jam band. They'll like any local musician they see, they'll be like, yeah, come up and jam. Like we'll play whatever the fuck you want. And they does one of these dudes wear overalls? Yes, sir.
I think I know these
yes,
dudes.
Sir. Yes, sir.
I think I met these dudes a few times. These dudes are cool as fuck, man.
Yes, they are.
If these are the dudes I think they are, if these are the dudes, these guys are dope as fuck,
yeah,
dude. I
Monty,
met these
by the
dudes
way,
at shows.
You never sent me the set list, so I can
shout
show them
out
to
to
you
you
guys
boys.
sometime.
Shout out to you boys,
Motherfuckers.
Man. Yeah, I like those guys. All right,
quick with Joe's.
No, hold on. We're not going to answer all the questions because what we're going to do, because there's a delay, anyways. No, we're going to answer that, but we're not going to do it all right this second. Because here's the point: there's a delay. We both got to take a leak, so we're going to play a song. We're going to play a song, and while the song is playing, put your questions in now. Start now while we're playing the song. Keep going. When we come back, we're just going to hit all these. This will give us all the fucking fun shit we want to do.
Hell yeah.
I guess you guys can talk as much shit as you want as well. But whatever tickles your pickle.
Fuck yeah.
All right. So we got to go to main cam, media player. Man, I actually fucking remember how all this works. Wow. That's impressive. That's like, I'm proud of myself, man. I am not a fuck up anymore. I turned my whole life around tonight on this one podcast.
God damn it.
God damn. You're my good luck charm, dude. Maybe you should fucking come track some bass tracks for my fucking album.
Let's go.
All right, man. Here we go. This is Zippo Man. Fucking, what's the name of the song? Silver Nights. He sent me a bunch of tracks, and I don't label them in this thing, so that's me being a shitty host. I'm sorry, guys. Here we go. This is a completely different vibe. I hope you guys are ready for this.
silver nights.
Look at that.
And we're back.
That timing was perfect.
And we're back.
Oh, did I accidentally start playing it all again? I think I did.
Next song.
Oh, we gotta stop it.
We're gonna get it again, boys.
Oh my god! Sorry about that, boys.
On.
There we go. My bad. Perfect timing though. All right.
A couple more questions.
We got a couple more questions.
I think first is Joe B.
Okay, first question. What's going on, boys? Let's start from the top.
We're podcasting.
let's recap 3 hours of podcasting. Let's get a boot scoot. Nope.
Not a chance, buddy.
Maybe we'll do something in the Patreon. If you guys all join the Patreon, maybe we'll make a boot scoot video. But you gotta pay us. Yeah, I mean, come on, dude. We can't do that kind of shit on OnlyFans anymore.
You're good at something. Don't do it for free.
We can't do it on OnlyFans.
Oh man.
I'm glad I never started an OnlyFans. My wife has both jokingly and unjokingly been saying I should start an OnlyFans where I basically just masturbate in front of a camera.
Stop allowing explicit content, more or less, for lack of better words. But then they revoked it because they knew that was going to absolutely destroy the company.
Well, the reason they had to do it was because I worked in credit card processing back in the day. The banking system does not like doing transactions with the porn industry because of disputes. Because disputes cause money.
Yeah,
they cost money, and there's a lot of disputes, and it's costly, and they just feel like it's not worth doing. There's other businesses they can get involved with.
Some of those entities are shareholders in some capacity.
Yeah, man, right? It's very convoluted, and I'm not going to spend any real time on it. But as soon as I heard they were like gonna not do adults, I was like, oh yeah, banking issue. And then sure as shit, I read the article. It's a banking issue. It all made perfect sense to me because I worked in that industry, and it was something that came up over and over and over again. And it was just like, it's hard. It's really hard to do. They also don't like small transactions.
Yeah.
Like they don't like microtransactions. Because they got their own shit, because they're being regulated and audited by the federal government for literally money laundering, embezzlement, terrorist funding, all kinds of shit. Not as if like not as if MasterCard and Visa themselves are doing those things, but the people that use those cards are doing those things. And then it gets even more sketchy when you start doing online, because there's no verification, there's no chip, there's
unreal.
It made perfect sense. They're gonna eventually have to switch to like Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Something like that, where there's just absolutely no way that they're or they're just gonna have to merge with Pornhub.
Yeah.
Because Pornhub was able to somehow find a bank that'll do it.
Sure.
And they have no issues, you know. And I think it's because of the transparency of what they're doing.
Yeah.
Whereas OnlyFans, you have everything from...
I've never heard of it being used other than...
Oh, there's a bunch of people doing non-sexual shit on OnlyFans. Yeah. They're just not very successful compared to the porn.
Right.
Porn's always going to bring in more money. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
The entire internet is built on the porn industry. Yeah. You know that, right?
Probably the biggest industry out there.
You know that though, right?
Like oil.
Like it single-handedly launched the private internet that we now use in there today.
Yeah.
There's even a movie about it. For real. It had to do with strippers. Dudes took pictures of strippers, put them on the internet, and one of them knew how to take the code of taking credit cards and built an algorithm and was able to put that online. And that's what basically...
What the hell?
Yeah. I'm not fucking around. I'm not joking. There's a movie about it. I forget the name of the movie, but it's incredibly interesting.
I bet it is.
So yeah, when OnlyFans says, oh, we're not doing sex stuff, I'm like, banking.
Yeah.
It's definitely banking. Made perfect sense to me. But you said they revoked that?
But they switched back. They took it back.
They're gonna allow porn.
Yeah.
We'll see how long that lasts. All right. What's your favorite groove song to play on bass?
That is hands down Porcupine Tree, Halo. I've been meaning to do a full bass cover of that because I've known how to play that for a while, but
Like a video, you mean?
Yeah,
Like
cover
a-
video. I want to. I really have been intrigued to. I don't want to do like a full YouTube channel or anything, but I really want to do like focus on the Instagram Reels. I'm pretty not into TikTok and stuff, but like just doing it on Instagram. Just
Sure.
Yeah,
It's literally the same thing.
yeah. I just got to learn how to. I know how to, but like just getting the file in Logic and then recording my part, but it's just like the whole mixing afterwards, like to make it sound pretty. You know, I gotta get some pointers on that from some buddies. Yeah, Halo, Porcupine Tree. Otherwise, a band called Hydus Coyote, Australian R&B kind of band. Molasses by them. Paul his last name is Bender. I think it's Paul Bender, their bass player. That guy's a freak. 12 out of 10 recommend checking him out. Yeah. I mean, I've been wanting to do
as a drummer.
Yeah.
I want to know how you feel about the bass part and that groove in "Fool in the Rain," because it's one of the funnest things to play on drums.
Yeah.
It's one of the harder.
Yeah.
It's one of the harder things to play on drums.
Yeah.
And I have to be on my game, warmed up, loose,
John Bonham's a
and feeling
monster,
it.
bro.
And I can play most of that right. Where I get fucked up is when they go into the chorus. He's dun, 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 on the fucking bell.
Yeah.
Well, everything's still going dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
But that bell is
So
going
ahead of
dun
their
dun dun
time.
dun 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 dun. Just I can't do it. I can't
Yeah.
split my mind yet.
We've done a lot of sound checks to that groove, not gonna lie.
How do you feel about the bass part of that groove?
Pocket?
Is it
All
is
pocket.
it dope? Is it
I think
is it
it's
sick?
It's simple, but it's locked in, and that's where it's at. Yeah, I don't know. I got to learn that song fully because we've been doing a lot of sound checks to it, so I might as well learn it properly, you know, kind of thing. I've never really dove into it too much, but you know, I don't know.
As a drummer, that's one of my favorite.
John Paul Jones is a monster. That whole band's savage.
As a drummer, that's probably my favorite groove. Is
Yeah.
"Fool in the Rain," and you
a good
had a
pick.
bunch of them. You had a bunch
Good
of them. That's a
pick.
great question.
Yeah.
Monty Phillip asks, "We got old, original, and some new stuff on the way." Or says,
Chain Lightning. Yeah.
They're talking about Chain Lightning. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going through these as if they're all questions, and then I've had a few beers. Eat shit. Don't judge me. When's the next Chain Lightning show, boys? Oh, that's not for you. They can talk about that in chat.
I bet it's this weekend.
They can chat. They can chat about that. They can, because that'll all replay live anyways. What's the most recent band you've gotten really into? That's a good band. Or that's a good question.
Yeah,
The most
very
recent
loaded.
band.
Lately,
I got to think about that one for a minute.
yeah. I would say lately, over the last year, I think it was like start of COVID, like I mentioned. That
Can you
Hydus-
narrow it down for me, Joe? Are you talking like locally or are you talking nationally?
Yeah.
Like, because that's a wide open question for me, man. You go first, but
I
I
would
need a
say
minute.
top 3. I have to do it that way because I listen to so much different variety. Like I mentioned, Hydus Coyote, R&B kind of style, but it's just so musically insane. Like it's just so intriguing. Like their drummer's got chops, their bass player's got chops, their singer's got one of the best voices I've ever heard. They're out of Australia. Check them out. Choose Your Weapon 2015 is a great album.
good to have you back, Joe. He said he had to run to the cigar shop.
Oh boy.
That's what I loved most about Texas was cigar bars.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I've never been to one.
Dude, it's Cigars International
to.
have their own bar where you walk in. There's a warehouse basically of like any cigar you could possibly imagine or want at any price range, like even good cigars that are less than $10. Up to you could spend $5,000 on a cigar if you really wanted to.
What an
But
industry.
You buy a cigar, you can light it right there,
yeah.
and then you walk out of that room, which is behind glass doors. Doesn't matter. You just walk out smoking a fucking cigar, and you
Classy
walk
gentleman.
right into a fucking bar, a dope ass bar where you can watch any sports game. They
Fuck
put
yeah.
on the fucking championship, the NHL, or not the NHL. They put on the NCAA hockey championship between the Gophers and I think it was Boston in Texas. For me, on one
That's
TV,
huge.
I was the only person in the entire place that gave a fuck about hockey,
Yeah.
let alone this game.
Yeah.
And they still did it for me.
Fuck yeah.
And I just sat there and smoked cigarettes and cigars and drank. And
When I'm down there, I'm gonna have to do that.
every night. It was in, I'm sure there's more than one, but where I was at is a place called the Colony, just outside of Dallas, just northwest of Dallas.
I got some buddies down there, so I might have to.
Dude, the Colony,
do
and
that.
then there's another place called Legacy West, which is fucking crazy. I actually fucking started getting anxiety down there because, like, everybody's driving Lamborghinis and shit. Like, it's the richest, douchiest people in the planet. It's like Uptown on steroids before it went to hell. And then there's another place I didn't make it called DeBellum. I think it was called DeBellum or DeBellum, something like that. And that place apparently is like fucking Uptown, but like the dope parts of Uptown, not the shitty, shallow.
Are we in Uptown or no?
Right
not
now?
Quite. No.
Oh fuck no, we're in the hood, bro. We're in the fucking hood. I gotta
I
walk
wasn't
you
sure.
out at the end of the night.
Yeah.
You're a white boy. You're a pretty white boy walking to your car in the middle of the night. I gotta walk you to your car. We're in the hood, dude. Uptown used to be safe. Now it's after George
I'm not
Floyd,
really-
it's a totally different.
I'm not really sure, like the neighborhoods of Minneapolis and things.
So
but
the only truly great part of Minneapolis anymore is Northeast.
yeah,
Post George Floyd, because South Minneapolis went to shit the whole thing, even Uptown.
Yeah.
North Minneapolis is actually safer than South Minneapolis, but still technically the hood, but getting better rapidly. And Northeast Minneapolis has become probably the nicest part.
okay.
Like, because it's still just like a cozy,
I've been
safe,
always
quiet neighborhood over there.
I've always been in Ramsey.
I grew up
since
in
I've been
Northeast.
down here. All right, not Ramsey the town, but the county. You know.
Yeah, that's over in St. Paul. That's on that side of the river, right? Ramsey County.
Yeah, we're
Right?
really close. I mean, I live in Ramsey, and I'm not too far out from here.
Because that you're in like that Arden Hills
Pretty close,
area ish. Yeah, and you guys are like on that weird fringe of Hennepin,
Yeah,
Ramsey,
exactly.
and Anoka County.
I'm in Ramsey, but I'm closer to Minneapolis than I am St. Paul. And shit.
Yeah, you're in
I
that
know.
weird little triad area where you go 5 minutes one direction, you're in Anoka County.
Yeah,
you go 5 minutes the other direction, you're Hennepin County.
It's cool. It keeps me close to everything.
That's a
and-
really cool spot of town too, because
Yeah.
you're basically 5 minutes from all the dope spots.
Yeah, but I'm
And
also
then-
like in a really quiet neighborhood, and
Exactly.
I like that. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, I think we're gonna try to buy a house up there
that'd be cool.
sooner than later.
Yep.
But man, fucking, it's expensive to live in that area, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
it
rents
is.
are high.
Oh,
Fucking
that's just kind of the market these days.
rents
you know?
are high, mortgages are high. That's why we ended up buying over here, because you need basically $500,000 to buy a house over even just in Northeast. You start getting towards where you're living if you want to buy a house, because we got sick of renting.
300 minimum.
Oh,
That's-
way more than that.
yeah.
Unless you want something super tiny.
Yeah,
And we needed space.
That's what more is in my
Yeah,
what
we
I've been
need
looking
space.
at. I've been kind of like just kind of dancing with like looking at things.
That's why I can't move to the suburbs, and that's why I want to try to monetize more of this shit, because I gotta stay in the cities so everyone is 20 to 30 minutes from me, so we
Yep.
can get more guests and things
Yep.
like that. Even when I fly people in as we get bigger, I want to be able to have those people have access. If you move out to the country where you have space naturally, less people can get to you unless
Yeah.
you have enough money.
That's kind of like why I think I would wind up staying here. I do like living up in the small town stuff, but it's like playing a random Tuesday, Wednesday night show, Thursday, or seeing my favorite bands. I don't want it to be a big hassle or have to get a hotel room and whatever. But it's
100%,
just-
dude. And even
it's
on a bigger scale,
so convenient to be down
Chicago
here.
is 6 hours. Des
Yeah.
Moines is 4 hours.
It's huge.
Sioux Falls is 5.
Yep.
Fucking Duluth is 4.
Madison's 4 hours from here.
Right. Fargo, Duluth,
4 hours.
4 hours.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
So we
all-
can
all
cover so much area
interstates,
from
yeah.
Minneapolis.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, dude.
dude.
It's a great spot to be, man.
Yeah, the other bands I would say I've been getting into is Leprous. Might be another niche band, but vocally it's pretty insane. They're a Norwegian. They used to be prog rock, but they're kind of like dabbling, and a lot of their stuff's been pretty poppy, but it's all very, very inspiring stuff, I think, in my opinion. Every album of theirs is insane. And then last one I've really gotten into is Dance Gavin Dance, which is probably pretty unpopular from most people, but I'm gonna go see them on Friday. Kind of math rocky. Their guitar players kind of coined or he didn't coin it, but his fan base, Swancore. Will Swancore. It's like very Swancore, it's just like so unique. They got an insane screaming vocalist, a great singer.
It sounds very graceful but also heavy.
Yeah, it's pretty, like, it's very listenable, but it's like a lot of they always play in like standard tuning, but it sounds fucking sick, and they use such trippy guitar effects. It's very unique. I don't know. I've been very vibing, but a lot of my musician friends are like, "Fuck those guys, dude!" Like, but I'm fucking pumped. I'm so pumped.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
No, I feel you on that. I use that phrase a lot too. Like, somebody's so good, you're like, fuck that guy.
Yeah, they're
and
like
I think people take that like you're being a hater. And
yeah,
it's
they're like a
no.
Warped Tour level band.
No,
so
when you're like, man, fuck
really...
those guys, dude. Like, there's two ways to say it. There's like, man, fuck those guys, and that's like, yeah, fuck those guys. But then there's like, man, fuck those guys. One of them's a compliment.
Yeah.
One of them's a huge compliment.
I'm trying to think like what bands are
like that. A lot of
that.
people take offense to
Nickelback.
that.
Fuck those guys. No, I think they're awesome.
Honestly, I
just want to start some shit here.
I've had and expressed plenty of issues with their music, especially if you do the YouTube search and you find the one where they split two different songs panned, and you put headphones on or earbuds or whatever, and they rewrote the same song twice.
Oh?
Yeah, it's insulting.
I'm thinking
however, I know friends who know them or met them or hung out, whatever, and down in Nebraska at this crazy bar, I forget what it's called. Anyways, Chad, the singer, from Nickelback, happened to be at the bar that night, and somebody on the jukebox, some douchebag, right, is like, "Oh, fucking, he's here. I'm gonna play a Nickelback song." So he plays a song, and everybody in the crowd, or everybody at the bar, because it's packed, it's always packed, starts booing, and they're like, "Turn that shit off." And Chad sits at the bar, drunk as fuck, holds up his beers and goes, "Totally get it. I don't want to hear that shit either." So they're in on the joke.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, you know what? And
gets so big,
everyone I know who knows them, they're like, yeah, dude, they're like the coolest people. Not just nice guys. Like, they're cool as fuck. So the more and more I hear about them as humans, the more and more I like hate on them less and less as Nickelback the band.
Yeah. Which
brings me to my next thing that I think is really interesting is like we dislike and like certain musicians and shit, but then have you ever noticed how like you'll become a fan of a band that you know isn't very good?
Yeah.
But you become fans of them because the dudes are so dope.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. I just thought that I'd bring up some shit. We'll see if we get the comments about that.
I want to know if you guys, because a lot of you guys in the comments are also in bands and shit like that too. I want to know if you guys think that too, where it's like, this band isn't very good, but we love those guys so much, we become fans of their shitty band.
Yeah.
And I wonder sometimes how much that negatively affects us understanding that our band isn't very good. Like, we're not good, we're popular, and there's a difference.
Yeah. It's kind of tough with the local scene. It's there's a lot of insane talent down here.
I know, right?
And then obviously get your friends.
Like, shitty bands are kind of few and far between here.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of really good bands.
I've heard some, like,
we're kind of snobby here.
Yeah, it can be.
Did you know this is an extremely, notoriously difficult town to play for national touring bands?
I did not know that. No.
Yeah, so unless you got like a fucking song on the radio, people like know about coming into this town, and they're like fucking, they avoid Minneapolis because we're kind of like a town of musicians.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're not a musician, your brother or sister is.
Yep.
Or your uncle is, or your best friend is. Somebody you know is dope because everybody in this town is fucking sick.
Yeah.
So like we're all kind of music snobs. Everybody in this town is kind of a music snob, whether you're a musician or not.
I think that's what gravitated me to move here, though, is because like I think living here has made me better, just because it's like, yeah, I think I lived 3 years as a musician outside, but playing down here, it's pushed me to be so much better, because it's like, fuck, I got some goddamn competition. Not that I view it as that, because it's like I love playing shows and stuff, but it's like just to keep up with everybody, it's like you really got to bust your chops up and get better. And
no, I feel
awesome.
You, dude. You know what that's called? That's called the I stole this from some comedians. Okay, Rogan and some other cats.
Yeah.
Rogan stole it from somebody else. I can't remember the original person who dubbed this term. I heard it from Rogan, but Rogan didn't coin this term. Might have been like Chappelle.
Yeah. Beast.
Or Burr or somebody else. It doesn't matter.
Love them all.
It's called the rub.
Yeah.
So when you start playing, and it's the same thing that happens in sports. Okay, so when I heard them describe this in comedy, this hit so hard for me, and it immediately put a term to what I had been trying to describe for years. It's called the rub. When you play or compete against greatness, right? And I think what he was actually talking about was when... Fuck, his name's on the tip of my tongue. Tiny little white boxer. He looks white. I don't think he's white. I think he's Mexican. He looks like a white dude, though. And he was boxing against Floyd Mayweather.
Sure.
Floyd Mayweather schooled him. But since then, that guy is Canelo Alvarez.
Sounds familiar.
Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah.
That's who it is.
That's
who it is. It's
I've
Canelo
been getting
Alvarez.
back into boxing.
It's
I'm not
Canelo
sure.
Alvarez. That's exactly who it is. So when there's 2 things that happen when you step into the ring or on the stage with greatness. It either ruins you because you're shown something that destroys your ego and your confidence and your ability to move forward. So Canelo Alvarez is definitely his last name. That didn't happen to him. He got what's called the rub. Yep. So you rub up against greatness, and suddenly you're able to realize that there's a greater plateau to get to, and then you have something to move forwards to, and you get there. That happened. Now that he was explaining this with this boxer, that this is also something that happens to comedians, right? So you go up, you think you crush, and then the real headliner comes on, and you feel like you shouldn't have even been there that night. There's 2 things that happen. You either get the rub and you hit the next level, or you accept your fate as you'll never be that.
Yep.
This exact same thing happens to musicians, which is why you gotta get out of the basement, which is why you gotta gig, which is why you gotta collaborate, because fucking with other dudes, even a guy that you look at as a peer or somebody who's not as successful or not as good as you see them do something and you're like, oh,
yep,
I can add that to my toolbox.
Yeah, and I feel like that happens with my musician friend group. Like, we're all growing together because we're like playing the same rinky-dink bars, and then it seems like everyone's killing it, and it's like, fuck yeah, the boys are fucking getting after it. Love that.
And the bands that don't do well here, it's usually because they don't have the ability to honestly evaluate inward and truly unbiasedly look at their own act.
Yeah.
Because they look at bands, and I used to hear this back in the day, oh, that band just knows the right people, that blah, 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 blah. And when I started to come up, when I was a kid, younger than you even at this point, I was like 19, 20, and I started coming up and started having conversations. And I literally, my response was, what do I have to do to open for these bands? And I remember having this conversation over and over again. They were like, that's why you're going to make it.
in this industry is because you don't get sandy and jealous when you just want to know what your shortcomings are and why you're not getting those opportunities. I can give you that advice. And then literally 2 years later, I was opening for those national acts.
Yep.
And other people were hating on me in my band.
Yep. You gotta be willing to ask those questions. Like I love when people ask me questions about like, what do you do differently to kind of get that sound or whatever, and that means a lot to me. Like, you know, we're still small and all that stuff, but I don't know. When people see you do stuff right and they ask you questions about it, that that kind of means that you know that they're asking the right questions, like not getting jealous about things and being willing to.
Do you ever get that shit? Like, hey man, what do we got to do to open for you guys?
A couple times.
Because those are the people I'm like, I'm going to follow this little dude. I'm going to follow this little dude back on. You know, because
I still feel like we're small and stuff, but.
Which we are. Yeah. Which we are. My YouTube channel, my experience, everything I've done, we are small. Yeah. But we've still. Insane. Here's the irony. We've still achieved so much more than so many others.
Yep.
Because it's a huge sweeping curve, man.
Yeah.
And just to get to the level you've gotten to, there is literally hundreds of thousands of bands who will never do what you've already done in your career. Fuck. Like, if your career ended today, you still should be proud. Just based on what you've done. Yeah, and you're totally willing to admit that it's not much.
Yeah.
Me too, bro.
It's still like, but it's still fucking a lot. Crazy coming from a guy that wasn't sure if I should join the band kind of thing. Like I just didn't think I was the right guy to ask at the time, but
you knew.
I grinded a lot. I put a lot of work in. I wanted it, and that's really it. And now I've played in front of like 4,000.
That self-doubt?
Nah, no,
not anymore.
No,
when did that go
I'm
away?
pretty I think probably like 6 months in, we started getting
that quick.
I don't know. I think I have a lot of like, I wouldn't say I'm like super fearless, but I did a lot of dumb shit in high school that, like, you know, playing varsity hockey game weighing like 150 pounds.
You gotta be a little crazy to play hockey.
It's crazy
period.
Up here, and it's like, I don't know. I got a lot of those like jitters
Let's
out of my system.
Let's get this out of the way. You gotta be a little nuts to play hockey, period.
Yeah.
Especially up here where everyone's really good and really fucking fast and totally willing to break rules and be incredibly violent on the ice.
Yeah. And I also did like fucking stupid shit. Like I was in musicals in high school, even though I didn't really want to, but like I was kind of a yes man. Like my choir director wanted me to, so I did. And she pushed me to do that. And then like even like those nights you do like the show. Holy fuck. It was like awesome. I'm gonna act like a complete jackass in front of 1,000 people. I don't know. I think like just getting all that out of my system pretty young. Like, so I think I'm pretty fearless. So
basically, you called it a yes man, and that term gets a bad rap.
Sure.
But I think what you mean is somebody who's willing to take chances, possibly humiliate themselves. For the sake of taking risks and having fun and trying new things, which is not being a yes man in my eyes. It's being brave,
opportunist.
That's bravery, man. Like I have no idea if I'm gonna fucking be laughed at, but I don't give a fuck.
I think the worst part was
this
like,
seems fun.
Telling my like jock friend group, it's like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Like, oh shit. But yeah, no, I've done a lot of things that made me uncomfortable. So like, I never really felt that way playing music because that's something I am comfortable doing.
Well, and being a musician is cool as fuck.
It is cool as fuck.
You know,
it's so cool.
Like being in theater is not something anyone thinks is cool.
Yeah.
It's artistic. It's admirable. We can respect it and appreciate it. But
it takes real balls to do that.
No one in the history of people have ever said the theater kids are cool. It's never happened. Ever.
Yeah, we might be close to that age, I think. Pretty damn close.
But being in a rock band or being a musician is always been cool.
Yeah.
Even when you couldn't be rich. Even when you still can't be rich now.
It's fucking
cool. Dude, you're a good looking dude.
I'm not a bad looking dude, but I bet you both of us would agree that simply being a musician and in a good band has helped us outkick our coverage multiple times in life.
That and being a hockey player. Girls like hockey players.
I played football and
that's
baseball.
a fact.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Especially in Minnesota, there's a different breed of girls that like hockey players, and they're all gorgeous.
Puck bunnies.
Yeah, buddy.
It feels so weird. That was like 6 years ago, but
it's real though.
Oh my god.
Puck bunnies. That whole Letterkenny thing.
Yeah.
I think the reason it took off for us is because it's basically like hanging out anywhere outside of the city of Minneapolis. That's the crazy thing about being in Minnesota. When you're in Minneapolis, St. Paul, when you're in the Twin Cities, there's no accents. You know, I got a little bit of one, but
I don't hear too much down here. I think that's probably why it's like dissipated so much for me. Like,
right, but as soon as you go out of that highway ring,
when I go out of state, it's nuts. I get called out on it so much. Like,
avoid words that use "oh."
Yeah, oats, boats, and goats. For sure.
So you're not from Minnesota, you're from Minneapolis. Right? Like that's what I learned back in the day. Because I actually just got irritated by it. Like all the conversations wherever I was in the country became about my accent.
Yeah.
And
I'm more than this.
it literally, it was like that's everything. Even when I went to fucking Texas.
Oh shit.
Like it happened. And so the best part was though is I faked a southern accent being a bill collector for so long. I was like, but watch how fast I flipped this shit and turned on that old bill collector accent, and they were like, holy shit. And then it went away and I was able to hang out with people. But the problem is as soon as I start doing it, I'm stuck in it.
Yeah.
I'm stuck in it for like sometimes days.
Yeah.
I went to North Carolina with my wife. The first day, by the end of the night, I had a slight one. I woke up the next morning and I had a southern drawl for like 4 or 5 days back home.
Yeah.
I couldn't get rid of it, dude. It's fucked up, dude.
Insane.
Yeah, accents are a fucking weird thing, dude.
Yeah.
Because I did it for 8 years as a bill collector.
I got a lot of shit in Indiana when I was there in high school because I was pretty thick back then. But
you were a thick boy?
Thick accent like Clay.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you meant like thick boy nation.
I've been skinnier than this. Other than that, this is about as much as it's gotten.
You have approval from the firm.
Approval from the firm.
What does that mean?
I don't know. My accent, I'm assuming. When I get with the Dieters boys.
From the firm.
From the firm. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got you. Okay, approval from the firm.
Yeah.
Gotcha. We'll go get some beers at the bar.
Yeah. Shop
gotcha.
beers.
Gotcha, bud.
Shop beers
Fuck
for
yeah,
days. The boss chimes in.
The boss. Shout out to Clay Dieters, bud. Yeah, yeah, bud. Yeah, it's weird though how the accents change real fucking quick.
I do think I lost it a little bit.
Yeah, you only slipped once earlier. I gave you shit about it, but honestly, I didn't notice at all until that moment.
I grew up side by side at Clay, so
but no matter how much I think we get away from it, when people from like California or anywhere else in the country chime in live, they're like, "So where are you all from? Sounds Midwest." I'm like, "Oh, motherfuckers, we haven't gotten rid of shit. No, we sound like that whether we hear it or not. Like they get it, they got it.
Yeah."
It is what it
fucking
is,
like swampy Florida accents are pretty wild.
Oh yeah,
I remember I bought my Dingwall bass from a shop.
Oh yeah, but fucking Floridas, they got the weird accents there, but they're fucking deep in it.
Yeah, I remember I called the guy just to check on the order, like how's it coming along, and it was like the Jacksonville swampy area, and I was like, holy fuck, who did I just talk to?
I can do
great company though, Bass Central, I think it is.
I can do all of these accents really well if I immerse myself in them.
Yeah,
I can't just switch into them. Have you heard? Speaking of, shout out to Joe back from the cigar shop. Have you heard Joe DeRocher's Lars Ulrich impression?
No, I've heard his Cartman. Great.
His Cartman's great.
What else does he do? Hank Hill. I'll tell you what.
Lars, dude. Okay, so go back and watch the podcast where it was me, Joe DeRocher, and Casey Weishar on the podcast. Dude, him and I got drunk and had an entire conversation with him as Lars Ulrich and me as, who did I do? Christopher Walken.
Oh my
Dude,
god,
that shit is gold. Shit is gold.
I didn't watch
dude.
most of that. I saved a clip from it. I screen recorded it when his laugh track just wouldn't stop. Like it just went for like 2 minutes straight. Oh my
One
god!
of the interfaces
Loved it.
glitched out. Like something happened, yeah, and it caught
good
him
shit.
on a laugh. Yeah. Yeah.
I got that saved on my phone somewhere.
The best part about that podcast is several of his buddies. I came out to a show, and several of his buddies have clips of that podcast saved on their phones.
Yeah.
And they're like, and somebody said something. So y'all got to send me them clips so I can put them on my own channel.
Yeah, I got you.
Because that whole fucking podcast is hilarious. What episode number was that? Joe, if you remember, man, put it in the comments so the viewers know.
Yeah,
in
check
the live
that shit
chat
out.
what episode number it was, because that was a fun podcast, man. We got fucking drunk. By the end of the night, we were having a blast, man.
Yeah,
I'm having a blast with you tonight,
Fuck
too,
yeah,
by the
dude.
way. Cheers, buddy.
appreciate that. I got this one. This
yeah,
one's
you got
open.
that one.
This
We
is the
got-
open one.
Yeah. It's not bad. I don't think it's bad luck to cheer a closed drink. I think it's bad luck to cheers water only.
It's good. We did both then. Either way.
Yeah, it's just bad luck to cheers water.
Oh shit.
That's
I'll
which
keep
we've
that in
done
mind.
several times on the podcast.
Yeah.
But I give it a pass, because guys aren't drinking.
Yeah,
You know?
that's
It's like,
good.
cheers.
Yeah.
Start the fucking podcast.
Do we miss any fucking questions up there?
Maybe, but probably not. Because
Yeah.
it quickly, there was like 2-3 good questions, and then it was just
Oh yeah.
comments. And some of these guys are talking amongst themselves. But yeah, if you guys got any more questions, man, throw them in now. We're doing pretty good on time.
Yeah.
But we are coming up on we just passed 3 hours, so we should wrap this up pretty soon.
For sure.
Here. Yeah, so
your
if you
boys
guys got
gotta work
any
in the
last minute
morning.
questions, throw them in now. Otherwise, your links for pretty much everything are in the description
Good.
below. Your Instagram handle at KyleP_base.
Yep.
theissuemn.com. That link's in the description.
Zippoman.jpg's Zippoman handle.
Yep, that's in there, but Zippoman doesn't have a website yet.
Oh shit.
So
we
I
gotta
couldn't.
do that.
Well, at least I couldn't find it. Maybe y'all do, but I
don't
couldn't
think we
find it.
do. We mostly roll off Instagram. We should work on the others, but
What's the connection with the Mad Flavors or whatever
Flavor World?
or whatever the fuck it's called?
Yeah, I'll definitely plug
Because
those
that
guys.
channel's got like a lot of subscribers.
Yeah, so it's our buddy Drew Kincaid. He's got sick hair. If you ever seen like Joey Moya flow, but way bushier. My drummer's got an afro too.
So
It's
like
hilarious.
Claudio from Coheed.
Oh yeah, not as sweet, but that guy makes
throwing shade, shots fired.
that guy's
I'm just
that
kidding.
guy's got hair.
We're
Oh.
kidding.
He makes clothing, Flavor World. That's kind of how it started. He's also an artist.
Is he from here?
Yeah, he has a shop down in Frogtown, St. Paul.
Should have him come on the podcast.
We'll hit him up. Yeah, he just started kind of like a quote unquote record label. So he does like a lot of art kind of things, like tufting rugs, making t-shirts. His stuff's really sick. I got one of his shirts. I'm gonna have to get some more. But he started a channel kind of like a KXP, a Tiny Desk kind of thing for local Minnesota musicians. So I think he's had like 12, 15 of them on. It's pretty start. It just started out, and
He's got a lot of subs.
yeah,
People seem to
unfortunately,
like it.
I was gonna show our live version of Broadhead off of that, but we covered Jimi Hendrix song, or
Yeah,
reworked a Jimi Hendrix song. So yeah, I'll get flagged.
Maybe I can figure out a way to do it last minute here.
Maybe. Yeah,
Probably
I
not,
definitely
but
emailed the
maybe.
timestamp when it started, but yeah.
Yeah, but that's not how it works.
Yeah.
Not on my end. I get
sure.
what you meant, but like, yeah, I don't just like throw it in there because I got to grab this stupid fucking thing here. This stupid little.
Yeah, local musicians, hit him up if you want to do
See if I can
some
find
live videos. He has a lot of different styles, like rappers. My band's like a jam band, or the Zippo Man. I think the issue will be doing that in the future here shortly. Yeah, they do great work. The guy that engineered the Zippo Man records, if you want to hear how that sounds, check out the album we'll have a new single coming out soon. Brett Havens, he is a phenomenal engineer, producer. He makes beats if you're a rapper. But yeah, we did that with like 10 mic inputs, and he got it sounding phenomenal. Yeah. Hit up Flavor World Records on Instagram. I think it's just at Flavor World Records.
I think they also have a YouTube.
Yep.
Which is
Flavor
where,
World. Yep.
Which is the Zippo Man link that's in the description, I believe, is from Flavor World.
Yeah, they do the Flavor World Records stuff as like a playlist category, but it's under the Flavor World channel.
And I think if you go to zippoman.jpg on Instagram, I think the link in your bio is to that as well.
Yeah, I'll have to check
that
out.
I remember right, because I was looking for it. I was looking for it when I was trying to find the links for the description. But yeah, let me see if I can pull this out. Throw some more questions in here so he can fucking talk to you guys.
I can also talk about random stuff. Let's see. Yeah, the YouTube hyperlink goes right to the live set. Yeah. Yeah, they got 69,500 subscribers. Pretty massive. But yeah, like I said, while we're like kind of wrapping things up, Caboose Thursday night, Zippo Man will be playing. I'll let you know with who. I think there's a band called Rigby, Acid Patch Kids, and then there's another, I'm forgetting. Fiero. And then Saturday night, she'll be playing an acoustic set up in Nelson, I think at Diamond Gyms.
They can still hear you. They can't see
What's
any
that?
of this. You just keep talking.
Oh,
they can't see or hear any of this.
Yeah. Zippo Man also will be we're finalizing a mix for a song that will be dropping as a single called Grinning in My Face. It's hard to say when it'll come out, but I'd hope within a month. And then the issue will be we got drums track for a new single. We're gonna tie that in together with another EP. I think we're hoping for about a 6-song EP. So I think we got 3 of the songs done, so we're getting pretty close, but we have others written. It's just a matter of getting studio time. But we'll be grinding that out this fall, and hopefully we'll get some new tunes for you soon. What's that?
Oh, don't worry. just keep going. I'm almost ready to do that.
Cool. Yeah. Anything else? We're hoping to get that EP out hopefully this fall or winter for the issue. And then Zippo Man's also been writing a bunch of new songs. I think we're getting pretty close to about 7 or 8. So I'm hoping like we can get recording soon.
So are you guys going to drop these like all the new dudes do, where you do like singles on Spotify and all that shit, and then kind of like bring it together as an album
the
later?
issue is going that route for sure.
I want to see how that whole thing unfolds. I'm super curious.
It's tough. It's like
I think
I'd like to just
approach.
do albums, because like when I listen to music, but I'm a musician and a purist, I like to hear the full album front to back. Singles kind of bore me. Like you get my attention for a second, but then I'm like, all right, when's the rest of the shit coming?
Yeah, because I want to hear more.
I think as a consumer and a listener for any random band, singles do work. I think we've definitely noticed a lot more results doing it that way, but
it's so weird. So confusing.
Yeah. I definitely like the idea of like having a seamless flowing album with like, you know, like the tail ends of songs kind of merging into the next one. Like I think that's kind of where I'm like, I respect the fuck out of these dudes.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, because the whole thing becomes a piece of art.
Yeah,
not just
definitely takes
song.
Longer, and it's with like the attention span of people these days.
It takes more thought, but if you do it right, each song still stands on its own.
Yeah, I think the tough part is like being able to create all that content and keeping people's attention to your radar. Being able to have things to post. I think dropping singles for a band at our caliber, it definitely helps. So we've definitely gotten a lot more traction lately, and with the videos and, you know, just anything to post. But it's really tough when you're a local band and not doing a whole hell of a lot, you know.
100%, dude.
Yeah.
So what's the timestamp in this song?
Let me pull up that email. My mom says hi, but she texted me it. I think she's listening.
Tell her to get into chat.
Yeah, get in the chat, Mom. Subscribe.
She can't get into chat unless she subscribes for. I think I put it at
30 minutes. Yeah.
So thank you guys. I appreciate all your love and support. If you haven't already, please go to the Patreon, patreon.com/JaredSingerLive. It's a way that you can Patreon, for anybody that doesn't know, is a way that you can directly support the podcast and help fund this thing. You can join on a monthly subscription for like $3 a month or more if you want. There's tiers to it. You get bonus content, bunch of shit. And I think through there you can also just do like a one-time donation if you want. But that's the best and easiest, most direct way that you guys can help us make sure that we can maintain this gear. So if something ever breaks down or something happens, that we're able to just replace it and keep on rolling. Because like we talked about earlier, this shit gets expensive real quick. And 833. All right.
Yeah.
So I got to hit play and then we're going to skip into it. But yeah, do that. Join the Patreon. Much love to you guys. All right. I should just work like this. Then I got to go here. Here. Oh, it's not gonna autoplay for us. Oh, you don't allow embedding. Yep, can't do it.
Rough.
So for whatever reason on this one video, embedding isn't allowed, so I can't do it. I can't play it.
That's all right.
Well,
go check it out.
There is another way I could do it. Hold on.
Share your screen kind of thing.
Yeah, it just takes longer and it's kind of dumb.
Yeah, it's a great video. I would 12 out of 10 recommend it because we put a lot of work into making that thing cool. Like we made the set our own and got our aesthetic, and we just freaking ripped for 20 minutes straight.
No, there's another way I can do it. I'm gonna pull it up. Just give me a few seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, just type in a Zippo Man Flavor World. It should show up. Yep. 8:33 is the time start. Doing the entrepreneur hands here. Yeah. We gotta get the issue on this stuff soon because they do great work over at
Give me a
Flavor World.
second. We're gonna make this work.
Heck yeah. Yeah, no, you'll see this live video. This is us playing 100% live. Come to the caboose on Thursday. You can see it in action.
It's totally glitching out.
The caboose.
That's funny. Give me a second, guys. I'll get it to stabilize here. Alright, so the way I did this one, if I remember right, we're going to go like this.
Ah.
And then, hold on. I did this a certain way.
I know Clay talked about doing a podcast in the future. I think that'd be freaking fun.
You guys should do some version
Live
of something.
from the van.
You guys should do some version of something. Yeah, that's not the right way to do this.
We're chatty.
Now we got two of the same camera going on. That's not what we're looking for.
Reaction to reaction.
No, I got a way of doing this, and I was fucking around with it earlier. And when I figured it out, I was like, "Oh, this makes total sense why I did it this way. This is brilliant." And now I can't remember how it worked. So,
Here's the window.
We want that, but I want... Son of a bitch. How did I do this? I swear to God, there's... I'm so stupid. This is so hilarious. That. This should be going full screen. Fuck it. I'm just going to stretch it. There we go. We'll just watch it like this. We got it!
Yeah.
All right. 8:33.
Yep. Yeah, this is a live song off our album I called Broadhead.
There we go.
It's a 12-minute jammer.
All right, let me just bring this full screen. I don't remember why this isn't working. Dude, this is what I was saying earlier. Like, I really know what I'm doing, and I set this shit all up. It's great. And then I don't need to fuck with it for a while. I come back to it, and I'm like, I can't remember how this works.
Yeah.
That's one of my biggest flaws right there is like I can take in all this information, great, but then if I don't like stay immersed in it, I just dismiss
use it or lose it,
and then it's worthless, and then I start out from scratch. All right, here we go. Hold on, let me make sure Mac audio's on. Let me make sure up here that we're pushing the sound through the right driver. There we go. Now it should work for everyone.
Right on.
In theory. In theory.
Let's rock. I'm ready when you are.
Holy shit, it worked.
Darkness bruised the sky between two trees where your lips met mine. You said I know, I said it's fine. I go it alone from a solitary bottle of wine. Sunshine shows like an old friend. So about you in the end. You know that's why someone has to die. Oh, someone has to die.
Let's wrap it up here. And
Yep. Yeah, dude, it's sick. Yeah, you guys are good, man.
appreciate
How do I
it.
turn this off?
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Flavor World
I
Record.
don't even know which
Yes,
one's
sir.
working
Zippo
right
Man
now.
live set. Yes, sir. That's done in the books. Sign off, boys.
Willie Nelson,
Thank you so
though.
much, Flavor World, for having us. We are Zippo Man. Thank you.
Sign off, Nolan.
I don't even know what's
I
going
just
on.
want to
man.
thank Brett.
Well, I want to bring the regular. Oh, that's
Sign off, Brett.
There
We
you go.
love Drew.
Sign off, Kyle.
Oh, it's because it's not part of the regular media player. That's why, duh. Because I threw up the fucking internet. All right, man. Well, no, dude, this shit was dope, dude. I appreciate it, man. I had a great time hanging
yeah,
out with
dude,
you, man,
same
and getting
here.
to know you, dude. Like I've seen you play a couple times, dude. You're a sweet human being, man. I hope everyone was able to see all of that. Because, dude, I had a great time getting to know you, man.
For sure.
I feel like I made a new
You as
friend,
well,
dude.
man.
You're a dope dude. Really, man. You're a dope fucking dude. You're a good musician. You're in a dope band. I hope people go check you out, man. And
Fuck yeah.
I really appreciate you having you down here. And I'd love to do this again with you.
Fuck
man.
yeah, dude.
It was a great time. dude.
Absolutely.
It was a great
Good
time.
chatting.
If you guys liked it, please hit like, subscribe, share. If you really want to be a baller, go join the Patreon. Follow these guys. All the links are in the description. YouTube, the credit and the links are in the description. He gave me permission. Don't flag
I
me.
did.
Don't flag me. We're out, guys.
All right. Have a good night.